Good evening and welcome to Fantastic Dimensions. This is the second part, anyway, of Eyes for the Blind for the Hudson and Brand Call of Cthulhu by Gaslight campaign. Um, we left off, you guys were at a hotel in Henley-on-Thames. Like I said, Henley is a market town on the Berkshire-Oxfordshire border, astride the River Thames. It's one of the prettier towns on the Thames, but it's famous really only for the Henley Royal Regatta, which you were here to attend to see. It's the world's premier rowing festival. Um, and attracts teams from many different lands. It happens every year. Um, you guys had gone to the police station and made your statements, etc., and then returned. Secured rooms at this hotel in preparation to actually going and seeing, the rest of the races for the day. Um, The town hasn't seemed to have heard yet about the horrible murder on the train, um, but it's quite a buzz over something equally bizarre, and you see a lot of people holding and looking at newspapers in the hotel. Um, I assume you probably want to see one of these newspapers.
Indeed.
If you can see what it says, the headline is Infants in the Post. Alerted by the strange noises emanating from a parcel in his van, a railway guard last night discovered that it contained um, two, unconscious children, a boy and a girl, neither of the pair more than a few months in age. The police at Henley are most interested in speaking to anyone who can shed any light on this matter. The babies were both alive and little the worse for their ordeal, provision for their breathing having been made, and they have been taken to Henley Old Orphanage, where to anyone who can render assistance in the matter of their parentage should apply. The parcel was addressed to Mr. James O'Callaghan, care of Henley Post Office. It had been posted in the London area. Postal Inspector Michael Perries, P-E-R-I-E-S, Perries, I'm assuming, expressed the opinion that the name is likely to be false. The other officers suggested the mailing could prove to be someone's ignorant attempt to save money on a ticket. Investigations continue today.
Interesting.
So that's what you see anyway on the paper. That's what everybody seems to be fascinated with today in Henley-on-Thames, aside from the fact that the regatta is going on. So,
Wonder if there is, gentlemen, I wonder if there is some connection between the children and the old zombie type creature. Maybe there's a situation where they're draining life to go to the other, or draining life to put into the other to extend their life, or something along those lines. It seems unusual that there'd be some very old and decrepit along with very young and unconscious. Maybe they were like offerings.
What? Is that even possible?
I I only suggest such a thing because of all that we've seen already. I think
Well,
possible is right out the window.
well, you are the expert on this, having from your past cases studied such horrible things.
We have seen some pretty fantastical things and terrifying things. But I'm sure you and Mr. Chamberlain have seen your fair share of the unusual.
Well, nothing quite so horrifying as stealing life from a child or walking corpses. Fascinating.
Indeed, it was just a thought. They may be completely unrelated, but I'm of the belief that not everything is potential coincidence. These unusual circumstances, things tend to be tied together somehow. So I look at the evidence and fear the worst. That's why I said maybe they were stealing child essence or some such.
But why put them in the post?
Oh no, I suspect that someone wasn't able to follow through with their threat. That they were planning to use the children, but they didn't get a chance to do so because of the incident on the train.
See. Speaking of the incident on the train, the man had some strange document on him. Perhaps we should look into some of the things that were mentioned in there, such as the Green Man and Robin Hood's Bower.
Indeed, is this the letter you speak of?
Right.
Well, here's the letter, and he will produce the letter again, making sure
All right.
no one's really looking.
Mm-hmm. That letter, right?
Yeah, I did. Where's the Green Man? Oh, there it is. Jeremiah, dead letter, Nestor Ferenz. Whoa. Huh. I wrote it down as Mr. Ferenz. That's funny. Nestor Ferenz. Yeah, what the hell is a ducal laron? Perhaps we should look up some of these words.
Well, as I understand it, the Dulkarnen, or however it's pronounced, it could mean several things. It could be simply a dilemma, but it's also a synonym for the horned man, as I understand it.
Has a kind of a Scottish roll to the pronunciation, huh?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with that country. I've not been there yet.
I see. Wormius is a rather malignant sounding name.
Indeed, though I would have to think it has to be some sort of, what's the word I want to say? Alias.
Indeed.
I mean, who would name their child Olaus Wormius? Just
Mr. and Mrs. Wormius, one would suspect. Yes. Well, to breakfast and then choose a point of investigation. There's such a small letter full of such curious things.
Do you want to attend the regatta at all, or are you just going to skip it completely?
I was about to suggest perhaps we should review the regatta to help clear our minds and focus. Maybe something will come to focus for us.
Mr. Chamberlain, what are your thoughts?
We did come here after all for that.
Yeah, I agree. I think we need a little vacation in our mind for at least a few hours to get settled back into the reality of daily life.
Very good. Let's grab some breakfast and then head out to the regatta.
Sounds like a great plan. All right.
All right. So you guys head to the actual regatta itself. Very joyful crowds, quite a social flurry going on all through the town of Henley, really. The regatta attracts many visitors, as I mentioned before. It's important on the to the social calendar, I should say, of the British upper classes, who turn up in their smartest attire. Great numbers of them. Um, you know, anybody who is of the upper class, I suppose, like Spencer and James, would know that. Where was I going with that? Oh, it's basically it's not considered essential to watch the rowing, though some do. The main thing, that people come here dressed up for is to be seen and hopefully be mentioned in the society columns of the better newspapers. There are great tents that spring up all along the river selling expensive food and drink. The hotels are packed, as you saw yourselves. There was quite a few people at the hotel where you were. It's probably sold out by now. Shops are selling out. Local inns are doing roaring trade. Um, there's a gypsy carnival, little, what do you call it? Um, Down by the river, like a fair or whatever you want to call it, gypsy fair. That's the word I was looking for. There's fireworks displays, floating chamber groups and small orchestras on the river, flower displays, ceremonies. There's a lot of pomp and circumstance, of course. Photographers, offering riverside portraits, painters and sketch artists doing lightning portraits and views of Angel Bridge. Um, the competitions occur only to the north side of the bridge, so boat operators to the south hire out craft of all description for spectators struck with sudden enthusiasm for the joys of boating. The river waters downstream of the bridge swarm with more craft than the space can sensibly accommodate currently. Um, Everyone's just having a great time boating, eating and drinking, socializing, pretty much. Loyal probably looks pretty awkward and, tries to make himself a little bit less obvious amongst, I suppose, some of the richer people. He
Loyal
stands out.
might
He
be
stands out like a sore thumb, of course. Actually, here I'll pop him back up on the screen because I'll.
Loyal might be better suited
Oops.
to check out the the gypsy fair. They might enjoy his company there.
Sure.
Fitting
He'll go check it
fitting
out.
in. Yeah.
Okay. So Loyal will wander off that way.
Maybe you can find him a really big woman.
Maybe so. There's lots of champagne, strawberries, and cream. Occasionally, you even see caviar and avocado. That's what the rich are eating and drinking. The middle classes treat themselves to, let me see here. Oops, that's not the way to do it. This way. To, what's it called? Real
Whiskey.
Italian ice cream, right? I put that in quotation
Mm.
marks. Accompanied by a glass of wine. And the poor basically make do with what's called hokey pokey, which is a crude, icy ice cream sold at a penny per paper wrapped lump. Whether it goes well with the warm, flat liquid sold in the cheap beer tent, well, you'd have to judge for yourself if you like. You can hear the
As
cries
we
of the
are,
hokey pokey men mingling with the shouts of boats for hire, and roars from spectators cheering on their eight. It's quite noisy.
as the three of us are all of society breeding, I don't think we're going to be dealing with hokey pokey.
Certainly not when there's real Italian ice cream to be had.
Indeed.
Right?
Go ahead.
Is there a bunch of kids that are trying to get the ice cream from the hokey pokey, or is it adults?
Both. Yeah, kids and adults.
Is it far away from where we are, or just kind of right over the?
No, nothing's terribly far away. It's just a pretty small village, for the most part.
Okay, he's gonna excuse himself and go over to the hokey pokey ice cream place, and
Okay.
He'll tap the guy that runs it on the shoulder. He'll
Yep.
hand him a few bills, a few
A
pounds,
few notes or whatever.
Yep.
Probably pounds.
And tell him to give all the kids ice cream until this runs out.
So you just buy him out, basically.
Yeah, just tell him
How
for
much?
the kid. Yep.
Cool. Deal.
And he'll walk away. Yeah.
I'm for one very curious if the real Italian ice is made with Italians. Well, we will do our best to fit in and carouse and
enjoy
see
the
what
day.
is what.
Yeah, and you can do so without any issue. It's quite an amusing day. Loyal does find himself a pretty. Oh no, wait, doesn't. Oh yeah, no. Loyal finds himself a big gypsy woman, and has a great time dancing and drinking wine with the gypsies.
Well, good for him. Figure they might enjoy a grotesque like
I
himself.
don't know if he actually dances or not, but he might try.
He makes a wonderful maypole.
Yeah, I'm sure they would actually appreciate somebody that's so unique.
Hmm.
Now, prior to the train incident, this was supposed to be a vacation, right? We were taking a break.
Yeah, you came out here for the regatta. This is what you came for.
Hmm.
I don't know. It might be your first time coming, Ruben. I'm not sure. I'm sure James and Spencer. Oh, wait, Spencer's not from England, is he?
Chicago, right?
How long has he been in England? Merrick,
Oh, let's see here.
would he have been here last year, maybe, to the regatta?
No, definitely
Okay,
not.
so then no. Okay,
And
this is your
this is
first
in
time attending it
June.
as well, but you've heard of
Oh
it.
yes, right.
It is famous. It is the, like I said, the premier rowing event of the year.
Excellent.
Yeah. So no, nothing untoward will happen to you. Um, you just have a grand old
Excellent.
time doing whatever you like to do at such a
Sounds
social event.
great.
Mm, James, what's your reputation in London? I mean, I know you got a good credit rating.
Yeah. I'll look right now and see. Reputation.
He's a bit of a cad.
And turn on.
I'm just trying to remember if he had any kind of public persona, like essentially, in London,
Oh,
if he was somebody that like
mm,
photographers would want to get pictures
no,
of, or
I don't. No, I don't think so. I
for the
think he.
paper, or even if his name would get mentioned, etc. No,
No, I don't
okay,
think
so
he's
no,
that.
nobody
Yeah.
nobody takes particular notice of any of you because Spencer's relatively new in England, and James, while being quite wealthy, also doesn't have a big public reputation or anything here either. So, and Ruben is still of the middle class. He's still kind of you know he's a man who's still working for his fortune. So yeah, nobody's interested in writing about him in the paper yet. No offense, Ruben.
Yeah,
None
if
taken.
reporters want to talk to me, I'll happily indulge them and put on all my wit and charm.
Would you be known as an author? Maybe.
Oh yeah, that's his main. That's his main. Well, he's an
Right.
occultist,
An
but he's wrote.
occultist, right?
Yep, and he's wrote many stories. He's got 75 in writing. He's got
Mm,
several books under his belt that were
yeah.
well received. That's where he makes his money. So yeah, he's fairly well known, especially around this time era. I would imagine
Hmm.
with that being all the rage,
Hmm.
which is
And
why he
he,
came to London.
yeah, and he's American, correct?
That's
Yeah, yeah.
true.
That's very
And
interesting.
rich.
Much to your dismay, Spencer,
Yes.
nobody recognizes you.
Oh,
Well,
that's
they
fine.
probably just don't know what Spencer Tillman looks like. If you introduce
Indeed.
yourself as Spencer Tillman, somebody might say,
Oh,
wait.
of course I do. I'll happily walk around and chat with folks who are having fun.
Okay, in that case, yeah, we'll meet some people who've read your books and are interested in the occult and your writings.
Excellent. Yeah, I'll happily discuss them with them.
Absolutely. Great.
Do
Somebody
you,
offers
do
you
you
some
have
champagne and caviar.
If anyone has a book to sign, I'll do that as well. I doubt they'll carry it with them, but you never
Mm,
know.
what's your luck?
Any random book.
Oh, never mind. I rolled a 98. No,
Okay, so yeah,
nobody
I have
happens to have one of your books with them at the regatta, but
That's fine.
that
I
makes
didn't think they
sense.
would.
Nah.
did you
The one Spencer Tillman fan in London is there with all their books.
Yeah, in
What are the
London. Unfortunately,
chances?
Spencer's in Henley.
did you have something set up to be to do a reading or signing of books in the future?
Probably.
You to promote? I mean, that might be something that you could promote while you're there.
Oh yeah, That's part of the reason why. Well, that's the main reason why I asked to tag along with the investigations, so that I'm ready. Gonna write a new book about the occult investigations of Hudson and Brand. What it means to do such a thing.
Indeed.
Oh, you might bring a little fame or so to the agency as well.
Indeed.
I mean, they're starting to get a little bit of a name, at least amongst the law enforcement community in England and some of the other influential people who, like, what was a guy, Colonel Hollingsworth?
Mm-hmm.
hmm People like that. So, yeah. Do you discuss this new book? You mentioned this to the people who do, you know, like your books, I take it?
Oh, I'm not going to
Or
give
do you
away
not?
my secret.
You don't
I'm
give
not
away
giving away my
anything, no?
secret yet, other than that, if they ask, oh, yes, I certainly am working on a new book. It's going to be
Right.
quite exciting.
Perfect.
Are these books or more like penny dreadfuls?
Oh, no, they're books, big books. Yep. Like my investigation into a haunted house, which I titled The Widow of Fallen Oaks.
Because we were considering looking into doing penny dreadfuls of all the cases.
I suppose I could do things like, I could probably write stuff like that under maybe a pen name,
Indeed.
practice my writing, and, you know, I may have written things under pseudonyms before.
Many an author has.
Indeed. It's nice to supplement your income. Sometimes an idea just isn't big enough for a book, but you still got to get it out.
With all of this fresh, salty air and bright sky and good company, pleasant, mundane company, as it were, uh, pointing to the throngs of the rich and famous and such, comparative what we've dealt with the last couple of years. As fortuitous as the weird incident on the train may be, I find myself a bit weary. I think that the most prudent thing to do at this point would be to walk away. Just if we're not employed at this point, I find myself at odds.
Hmm.
Better to go smell the flowers in another pasture, perhaps.
Oh, well, you do have a business to run.
It's just a thought.
Well, you do have, of course, day-to-day business that happens in between your big cases anyway. I'm sure that
Oh,
stuff
sure, yeah,
happens
no, no.
regularly.
In more
Mhm.
retrospective, with all of the
Yep.
nice company and flowers and food and ices and such. Not having to deal with sewer tigers and ghosts and zombies, undead things crawling after us.
What was the name of the man who died?
Oh, good gracious!
Did we get
How
that?
many men have died?
Which
Oh, the one on the train.
Horatio
Oh,
Cartwright?
That was
Cartwright.
his name?
Yeah.
Oh, the murdered man. Okay.
hmm
Duh, that's in my note.
Now, off the
Then,
books, I've got Horatio Cartwright. I got Elias Cartwright, and yeah, those are the two Cartwrights I've got: Elias and Horatio. And Horatio is the one that was killed
Yes.
by
Correct. The
the
blind
quiet
man.
man. Yeah,
The
the
blind
quiet
man.
man.
he
Quiet blind.
had a letter then from his brother to someone named Jeremiah that talked about him in it. So
Indeed.
that letter wasn't for him; it was for someone else. Was he delivering it to a friend? Was there an address on the envelope, or was it just a blank letter? Or
Do we
just a
have the
letter?
envelope?
You do, don't you? Yeah. You took the whole thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was the letter was in an envelope. Yep. Remember, it said by hand for by hand delivery.
Right.
Oh, he was delivering the letter, perhaps.
Indeed.
Then what was Jeremiah's name? Was that on the letter? Was there an address? Or was it just a by hand? So we don't know the address.
Hmm.
Um, don't you have that information? Oh, hold on, I gotta go back to
No.
it. Sorry, I was
Sorry.
just checking out something else.
It's not in my note. Also
Yeah,
not
I
on
don't
the
have it in my notes either. I've got other stuff,
handout.
but not that.
Yeah, no worries, no worries, no worries. Apologies. I was just looking ahead, working on preparing some other things because I don't know necessarily which way you're going to go. The letter is back here. Here we go.
The only address that I've got is 2 Church Street in Martlake.
Right. Okay. So yeah, he was. You identified him based on his correspondence, calling cards, and business cards in his briefcase. Um, his personal address having been altered in ink to 2 Church Street, Mortlake. His briefcase had papers from assorted companies concerning investments. Um, an unsealed brown envelope addressed in copperplate handwriting to J. Oldacre, Esquire, 9 Hart Street, Henley on Thames.
Yep,
By
I got
hand
that.
is written in the top right-hand corner with the envelope. Within the envelope is a short letter, and that, the letter is the handout I sent you. Sorry about that.
What was the street address again? Sorry.
The street address was 9 Hart Street, I want to say. Yes, 9 Hart Street, Henley on Thames. J. Oldacre, Esquire.
Yep, 9 Hart Street. Got it. 9
Mm-hmm.
Hart Street
Hart
on
Street is
Henley.
Hart Street, not Heart.
Oh, perhaps we should take a walk by. There's lots of people moving around right now. It would be
Indeed.
unsuspicious. Maybe there'll be some sign or something on there that might be interesting.
Sounds like a plan. A direction's a good direction.
Indeed.
I think we have played this current game out, noting all the rich folk and such.
Indeed.
You going to 9 Hart Street?
Yeah, we'll take a walk by.
Okay.
You said it's a small town, right?
Or a carriage if it's crazy far.
Totally walk. It's a small area out here. Let's see here. That is, here we go, 9 Hart Street, Henley on Thames. So, it's just away from the main shopping streets, in fact, which is reasonably busy currently. Quite busy, really. The house itself is pretty small, undisturbed. You don't see anybody coming and going from the house. Where is it here? Here we go. So yeah, you want to go into or go up and knock on the door? I presume.
I think we'd want to take in some of the street and the immediate area first.
Sure,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it's right off the main shopping streets. There's lots of people bustling around the shopping areas. Like I said, a lot of the shops are sold out already, but those that are not still have people constantly coming and going.
Well, I tell you what, if we've got, let me get this clear. We have a brown envelope in copper that's to be hand delivered to.
It's copper plate writing, yeah.
Yeah, and to J. Oldacre at 9 Hart
This
Street.
address, yep.
Well, if we've already transcribed the information over, why don't we deliver it and say we found it on the train? See what becomes of that.
Oh, that's quite ingenious.
We were on the train. Poor gentleman was slaughtered, and in the process of collecting up our own goods and jackets and so forth, it appeared this letter ended up making it into our possession, and we wanted to deliver it in good faith.
You're quite good at this.
Well, no need for flattery.
I'm still transparent, am I? Just grin.
Okay.
So if that's the case, that's what we will do. It is apparently clear that Ruben does not have the social graces, so someone other than Ruben should follow up. I tend to be challenged when it comes to dealing with folks as such.
Sure.
Good with the planning.
Who's good with social interactions?
I'm okay with it.
Poor Ruben can't even fucking persuade his girlfriend. Not without help, anyway.
Right.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Spencer, you gonna approach the door?
sure,
I presume with the other guys in tow.
of course. And I
Sounds good.
will pull the bell or slap the knocker, whatever it takes, to knock on the door without knocking on the door like a plebe.
Please.
And there is no answer.
Is there a window on the door or next to the door that I can peer through?
There is. Yes, there is. You don't
All
see
right,
any
take a look.
movement inside.
Hmm.
You see a hall.
Do I see anything in there? Maybe.
No,
It appears that no one is home. Ruben.
Let's try the servants' entrance, maybe back by the kitchen.
Very well.
you guys walk around the back to the
Yeah.
kind of garden area.
Hmm.
And there's a door there. And it, yeah, you want to check the door?
Yeah.
Indeed.
It's
Give that a
unlocked.
knock.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry. You knock. Okay. No answer. There's a window here, but it's the blinds are kind of like closed or whatever, you know. The
what shall we do?
We don't hear anything from the inside.
No, you hear nothing.
Perhaps he is in danger as well, or something has happened.
Is
Indeed.
it
Is there any sign of forced entry?
No,
No splintering of around the lock, or
nope.
is this kind of covered from the street for where we're at, where we wouldn't be seen if we walked in the door?
Yeah,
Servants' door.
yeah,
Okay.
totally. You basically came around. There's like a little path and a side gate, and you've gone to the garden, and it's pretty private back here.
Okay, here we'll kind of look around and just kind of whisper, let's see what's happened. Maybe there's something we could help with.
True. Yes.
So who's going to open the door?
Well, we're not meeting people and we're just opening doors, possibly locked doors. I think
So
that
Ruben
falls
steps
back
forward
on.
and opens the door.
Yeah, it falls back onto Ruben.
Okay. Yeah, the kitchen contains unwashed dishes. The loaf in the bread box is moldy and green. Flies buzz lazily around the room.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Interesting.
He hasn't been here for about a week or more.
There is an upstairs too, and yeah. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. It's 2-story. But yeah, give me spot hidden roll.
Spot hidden rolls. I will take none of this unusual bread checking. Spot hidden rolls.
I saw it finally.
47.
Have we all gone in, or is just Ruben so far?
I don't know. It's up to you. If you pursued him,
Good.
followed him in.
Yeah, especially if the other two went in. I'm
It
definitely.
sounds like James did anyway. He commented.
Ruben's got a 61 and he got a 47. So a regular success.
You see
I got a regular success.
something like a footprint on the floor.
A bare footprint or a shoed print?
Footprint, like a shoed footprint. Yeah. It's only partial.
Ruben is an expert on partial shoe prints.
You look closer. It seems to be bloodied.
Indeed.
It is leading towards the door which you just came in, and it seems to be coming from the hall.
Gentlemen, the game's afoot. If we go any further,
Is that a pun?
indeed. If we go any further, then we are definitely opening a door we can't close. And we move forward. So
Okay.
he goes
Go
into
out to
the
the
room.
hall.
Yes.
So this is the hall that leads to the stairway, like between the kitchen and the living room. There's a living room straight across from you, and yeah, to your right, you can walk towards the stairway.
Ruben has his derringer and his cane sword in hand.
Okay. The cane sword is still sheathed or not?
Yes, of course.
Okay, wasn't sure. Just asking. Okay, where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
Is it smell in here?
Give me a spot hidden roll.
No.
57. He just made it. I
There
had
is a slight
61.
rotten odor in the air.
If there is, I'm going to pull my handkerchief out of my breast pocket and hold it over my face.
You don't smell it yet because you failed your roll.
Oh,
But
I was just going to say, if they're with, but as soon as I do, I shall.
yeah,
Gentlemen,
those-
do you smell that?
Shh.
so now I
Excuse me.
imagine he does.
The smell
Then
of
as soon as I do, yes, I pull my
Yeah.
handkerchief out, which of course has a bit of cologne in it,
hmm
and
this.
hold it
It
over
is,
my face. Oh my!
it is a familiar smell, unfortunately.
Would be for
The
Loyal
sm-
too, I suppose, but he's not here.
What is that odor?
He turned slowly to look at them. The smell of death.
Good lord!
Any
Don't think.
lights? Any lights in this house on? You know, the gas lights or anything
No.
on?
No.
Okay.
Still daytime, right?
Still daytime. It's pretty dark in the hall, though.
If somebody came in at night, they might not have turned them off. So that's what I was kind of curious about.
Well, if we need a candle, I guess we could secure one. I'm sure there are lanterns or candles at the tops of the stairs and such.
Sure. Where are you gonna go? You going to the stairs then?
I'm looking for anything that would be absorbent, such as carpets and runners, and see if there is more of this bloody footprint.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you produce some kind of light anyway, because it's dark in here. So, what kind of light do you have, or do you just find a candle and light it?
I did not prepare anything, so I don't have anything specific, so it would have to be whatever I can secure there.
Okay. Yep. You find a candle in a wall sconce, light it. Assuming you have something to light it with, I presume you have matches.
Of course.
Cool. Yeah, and yeah, there are prints leading back, leading from the stairs, basically.
Gentlemen, note the note footprints. Do not step on them. Better to secure the evidence, traces and such. You understand. This way, and he'll lead the way.
Okay. So you make your way towards the stairs, and yeah, the rotten odor gets stronger. Going up the stairs,
Indeed.
the smell gets worse, and on the landing above, finally, it is quite unpleasant. There are 4 rooms up here on the upper floor. You can see clouds of flies. Yeah. You want
Lord,
to just check room by room, or do you want to try to see if you can find another footprint?
Well, he's
Probably
following
can.
the footprints. There's
Yeah,
smell
you probably
everywhere, so
can.
he's got.
Yeah, it's leading to one particular door of the 4, of course.
Gentlemen, are you armed?
The door does seem to be ajar.
I certainly am not. I will. I'll wait out here. And step back towards the out of all the fly area.
You
Okay,
see a
then you have to go
derringer
back
Just kind of
downstairs.
watch. I'll just watch. I'll go down the stairs a bit so I'm below the cloud and just kind of watch from
Good.
ground level as
Okay,
they enter.
James.
Yeah, you'll notice that he has now a very small revolver in his hand.
Cool. Okay. Who's going in first? I guess Ruben.
Reuben will draw his sword and go in.
As you push the door open, you're met by an appalling stench, and the smell gets even worse for you, Spencer. Dimly seen, this seems to be a study bedroom, and dimly seen through the humming swarms of swirling flies is the source of the repulsive odor. You see the body of a scruffily dressed man of his late 60s, probably, lying on the bed. His insides are on the floor. The warm weather has accelerated his decay, and an open back window has promoted a fly-blown corpse, um, now gripped by fat black flies and squirming maggots. Give me a sanity roll, please.
Of course.
You can too if you went in, James.
Oh, good Lord. It's a 54. Let me see if that even is possess.
I don't.
He has a 57. Oh, that's luck. 45. Damn
Okay.
it.
You lose 3 sanity, Ruben. How'd you do, James?
45. 3. 42. Damn it.
James?
Terrible.
I'm sorry?
Terrible. I rolled a 78 and I have 50 something in my.
You lose 2 sanity points, please. And
Okay.
this is caused as much, even as much as it is by the sight of this corpse. It's also the oppressive thickness of the swarm's sound and their ceaseless motion.
What month is it that we're here? I mean, in the game.
Fuck, I think it was June.
Yes. June.
Okay.
June 2nd.
So it
1892.
is warm. It is warm weather for flies would be out. Okay.
Yeah, it's June 2nd, 1892. There you go. Cool. Yes, it is. It's been quite warm. It's been a very warm summer.
Well, gentlemen, I
You
think
can
it's
see anyway. He's laying on the bed. Give me a spot hidden roll, I suppose, unless you're turning away and getting the fuck out of the room right away.
no.
There are shelves of books.
Whoo! I don't even need to look that
Bed,
up.
obviously.
17.
Okay, cool. You can see something on the floor beside the bed. Looks like metal. Looks familiar.
He'll use his sword and flick it out of the way, see what it
It's
is.
one of those triangular knives like the man on the train had been murdered with.
Ugh.
It looks like it was probably expelled as the corpse bloated, and that's why it's lying beside the bed on the floor now. That's really
Ruben
gross.
will pick it up with his handkerchief and give it a quick appraisal.
The knife?
Yes.
Oh,
See if it has
appraisal.
any decent. Yeah, he's got high appraisal.
Just see if it's like valuable, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, well, and he also has high occult. Which one?
Sorry, say again. I lost you there.
Or appraisal?
You can do appraisal, I suppose. Yeah, they're not a cult, so.
Appraisal was a 27, and he has a 70, so that is a hard success.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably worth some money. That you've never seen knives like this before. Has a curiously tapering triangular iron blade about 7 inches long. The 3 cutting edges are very sharp, and the tip is needle sharp. The iron pommel is globular and smooth, and has, except for its encircling relief of a stylized serpent, the guard is plain and circular. The hilt is made of fine copper wire wrapped over an iron tang. Weighs about 2 pounds.
Wow.
And feels like it's balanced for throwing.
Interesting.
If you know
Well,
anything
he's
about
going to
throwing
assume that
knives.
it's
I don't know.
poisoned, so he's going to wrap it up in something, give it some volume so it doesn't have a chance to cut him, and tuck it away. And then perhaps, gentlemen, we should make ourselves scarce and bring the constables involved.
Do you want to
Yes.
look at anything
I
else
don't
in
know
here
that we
while you're in
want to
here?
be linked to this in any way. So considering we've already questioned us about the man on the train, I mean, based on
Well, we have the letter, and it has an address, and we smelled the death from here. So
they'll ask, I'm sure, why we did not give them that letter when they were questioning us.
we found the letter afterwards, and just didn't think anything of it other than deliver a simple parcel.
I'd still be reticent. Perhaps an anonymous letter written to them.
Sure, that's fine as well.
Do you want to look at the contents of his study at all, or no?
Yeah, that's what I say. He's going to give it after he has the blade. He's going to let the other two do their thing first, but then he's going to give it a quick once over. Ruben always has the eye for the interesting.
Yeah, well, you're all investigators anyway, so I assumed you all kind of would. Yeah, the shelves of books testify that this man was a student of the occult. You see a copy of the Golden Bough. Um, you see the collected Madame Blavatsky. Um, you see Kepler's Concerning the More Certain Fundamentals of Astrology from 1602. Um, lots of occult and genuine esoterica kind of
Is there
stuff.
anything that strikes him as a rarity or having significant value?
The Golden Bough is probably pretty valuable. That copy of Kepler's Concerning the More Certain Fundamentals of Astrology, you see, circa 1602, is an early translation of the Latin original. It's probably got some value.
Not to make it
The
too
other stuff
obvious,
is
but
not so unique.
he will go with top
Rare.
3, and if it gets a little tight, top 5, and then tuck those away.
Okay. There's a single ornate candle holder, the sort with the finger ring for carrying, and a cupping plate to catch the dripping wax wet resting on the table. It's much used, judging by the overlapping incrustations of various waxes, as well as the many match stubs littering the table. Nearby, you see an empty or half-empty tin of kitchen matches. I'm sorry, and a bunch of white beeswax candles on a shelf nearby. Um, Most of the room seems pretty dusty, but neither the candle holder nor the candles are dusty.
Interesting.
Um,
With the dust in mind, he's going to take a couple quick looks at the shelves and the books and see if perhaps there's any swing points, whereas something was tucked away like a safe or a hidden alcove.
you'll find like his letters stashed randomly on shelves and under his bed. The correspondence is pretty unremarkable, mostly requests to booksellers like Blackwell's, Hatcher's, etc. in England and abroad, and to university librarians. There's a few innocuous letters from Elias Cartwright, all dated from several or many years ago. None
Um,
of these seem to amplify the concerns in the letter that you brought
but
with you.
with the do we have a consistent address for Elias Cartwright on those letters?
Oh, Elias Cartwright. Let me just double check, make sure I got the right address. Oh yeah, that's here. Yes, yes. Elias Cartwright's home is 2 Church Street, Mortlake.
Oh, I already have that. I had that as a Horatio Cartwright's address.
Well, they have the same last name. They must be related, family.
Very good.
Maybe
Got
father
it.
and son or brothers.
Indeed.
And yeah, Mortlake is a London suburb. It's near the Kew Royal Botanic Gardens. Kew? I don't know how to say that. Whatever.
All right. Gentlemen, have you had your fill, or would you wish to dig further?
Shout down the hall. I am quite content to not enter that room at all, thank you.
You can smell it. That's enough.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything more that we could find here. Maybe peek as we're going out areas we haven't looked at yet, but
Mr.
I doubt
James,
there's anything.
Yeah, the living room doesn't have anything interesting in it.
Mr. James, you surprised
The
me.
other rooms upstairs have, let's see, what are the other 4 rooms up here? They are, where's the upstairs bed? Here we go. Yeah, there's a bathroom, a water closet, and a spare bedroom, all of which are also pretty dusty.
Master Spencer, how did you ever gain your information for all these books of the occult if you are so hesitant to explore?
Well, I tend to visit places that are, quite a bit older and less ridden with corpses, especially fresh ones spewing flies all over the place.
Huh?
Oh, did you peek?
No,
Okay,
I
fair
just
enough.
know that they mentioned the body in there,
Yeah,
You
fair enough.
and there's enough
you
flies.
you did sign on for the excitement and the adventure. I
Yes,
welcome you to
but
step forward.
Oh, thank you. I shall decline your invitation at this time. Thank you, good sir. But if you have found anything interesting there, I would not mind taking a look.
Oh, there's something very interesting here.
What do you hand him?
No, I tell him is you must step forward to see it. It's
Oh,
right
you're trying to
here.
get him to come up. I see. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's intriguing. What is this?
Do you mention that
Is-
it's like an occult student's library?
This is one of the greatest occult libraries I've ever seen.
Oh, good lord, really?
Yes. What
Ooh.
is this book? It's giving me the tingles just looking at the title.
Yeah, I probably failed on whatever stat I would have rolled to resist going in there.
It would probably be willpower, power.
Yeah, I rolled well over that.
Okay. So you go
Well, not
rushing
well
up.
over it, but yeah, I'll gingerly walk down and like peek into the room.
Give me a sanity roll, please.
Of course.
Is it poop?
Oh,
Is
boy,
it
how
poop?
much do I have? Oh, thank God I'm a fresh character. I just made it.
Okay, you lose 1 point anyway as you gag,
Oh
seeing
my God.
the insides of the bloated corpse lying on the floor and the flies buzzing around. The sound is just so loud.
Why would you want me to see such a thing? How horrible. I got a pretty damn high con, so I think I resisted vomiting.
Sure,
but...
sure.
Mr. Spencer, I didn't want you to see it. I wanted you to experience it.
Oh, Mr. Carmichael. Oh.
Now you'll be better prepared for it.
Oh, and I'll turn and I'll hurry back downstairs.
Okay. Yeah, the
At least
flies and the sound is just horrible.
At least this corpse
Smell.
isn't moving.
He went through all that, but
Let's
didn't
feel a
even see the book.
shiver up my spine.
Nope, he didn't even stay to see the books.
No.
Is this a complete collection of Spencer Tillman?
Oh, wonderful, a
Yeah.
fan. Yes, I have another collection at home as well. Thank you.
You didn't hear that? You didn't hear that Benny Hill music?
He
He's
does.
making his way
He
upstairs.
does have one of Spencer Tillman's books.
He will
Whatever
take
your
that.
bestseller was, Spencer.
He'll grab that one as well.
Yeah, the bestseller is definitely what was it called again? The Widow of Fallen Oaks. Haunted house investigation.
Yep. All right. So you guys want to make your exit?
Yes.
Go notify the authorities or not notify the authorities?
I believe we will take the. I
have a thought about that. Perhaps here, and I will use my handkerchief because are fingerprints a thing now?
No.
No. I'll unlock the front door and turn the handle and dislodge it just enough so that it's open and not caught. And then I suggest we leave through the back and go, and then it'll eventually blow open on its own, and someone will notice an open house, and eventually it'll be discovered.
Fair enough.
Very good. Very kind
when we leave, I said let's take a look at the immediate area, make sure there aren't any people, and if we have the option to exit in a different direction, maybe not go right out to the street. Maybe we could take that
back way out.
We were in the back way already, but I meant go around like the hedge or something, come out the other side.
Right.
We might want to break up also, where there's not just three of us together walking out from the house. It's kind of conspicuous.
Good. That's a good call. Let us meet up at the hotel.
All right.
That is a good call.
You see one person leaving somewhere. You see three people, it sticks in your mind.
Gentlemen, you go ahead and go, and we'll stagger our way. I'll finish up last.
Very well, and I'll wait for a group of people to walk by and blend in.
Reuben?
Yeah, I know. He's going to take a look around, see if there's anything good in there on his way out.
Oh, yeah, of course. Will you give me an idea roll, please?
Idea roll. Stand by. Dice roller. Holy caroli, a 9. Hold on.
9.
Yeah, well, he's got a really high idea. I just want to see how good it is.
Yeah, that was a really good idea. It was
16 or below is an extreme.
Your new partner seems to have a pretty decent mind for criminal activity.
Indeed.
Or should we call it covert activity?
That is good to know.
It's technically, well, is it technically criminal? I don't know if it's necessarily criminal right now until you leave and decide not to notify the authorities. At that point, it becomes criminal. But
Right.
yeah, anyway.
Subterfuge, my friend, subterfuge.
So
On the way out, I'm just going to make sure there isn't anything of any real monetary or intrinsic value as far as antiques and such, small such, on the way out.
no, really not.
Fair enough.
This guy was not a wealthy man.
Well, if he were a rich man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, da, 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 da. All right. Well, he will wait. Be the last one out.
Okay. Yeah.
Observe the area and walk out with his
Where
cane.
are you guys going anyway? Back to your hotel or back
Indeed.
to the gala or the regatta? I mean.
Ruben's going to make his way to secure something en route, and then.
Okay. Secure what en route?
A snack, a morsel, a pint.
Grab some food. Yeah, absolutely.
Something.
All of those things. Yep.
Yes.
Certainly. No problem.
By any chance, did he pass the police department en route?
Oh.
Constable?
No.
Sheriff?
No.
The big cheese?
Nope. There are some police officers about, but none of them look. They're all like just kind of, I don't know what you call them at the time. Basic constables. I think that's the term, constables. Mm-hmm.
I had a question about last play period or last time we played. There was no flies around that corpse, was there?
The corpse on the train? No.
Yes. Okay. Just wondering if there was something else.
The only weird thing you did notice was that the blind man, who seemed to have killed the other man, was dead with no apparent wounds and had been dead for quite some time because he was in rigor mortis and he didn't have any eyes. His eye sockets were hollow.
Right.
It was
there
was no buzzing around that we heard?
Nope. The flies are completely new to this place, to the old acre house at 9 Hart Street, Henley-on-Thames.
I will stop the first constable that I pass en route and let him know that I was coming back from the regatta.
Okay.
Took a turn, ended up on, I don't even quite remember the address, something Hart Street, perhaps?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not familiar with the area, but there was an awful smell in the wind. I thought perhaps there was a refuse or a butcher shop or some sort nearby, but it was just some nice houses. But apparently there's a terrible smell of death.
Terrible smell of death, you say?
That's the only thing I could describe it as.
What's your name, sir?
Reuben Carmichael, sir.
Right. Very well. So I presume you're telling me because you think this is something we should look into.
Well, of course, smell of death. I mean, it's clearly out of my range, but you being a professional and all.
Give me.
Oh, Jesus.
What would be the skill? Bluff, I guess, right? What are those skills called again? Sorry, the social skills. I keep forgetting. I never have character sheets in front of me when I run games.
I believe the one you're looking for is occult.
Fast talk.
Or language.
Fast
language.
talk.
Fast
talk, persuade, intimidate, and charm. That's what they are. Yeah.
Jesus Christ! All right, I tell you
you're
what.
Basically trying to convince him that you just happen to wander by this guy's house and smell the smell of
How
death.
about we take charm, fast talk, persuade, and mash them together and use that number?
No, fast talk is what this is.
How about intimidate?
It is fast talk.
God damn it!
I'll roll for you.
No, I've got it.
Ooh.
I've got it.
You sure?
Yeah. Oh, well, 89.
Oh, your roll was worse than mine. What is your fast talk?
A 5.
A 5. Jesus Christ.
He's good with stuff.
Do you want to spend 84 points of luck?
I'm going to pass.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Well,
he takes out his notepad and writes down Reuben Carmichael. What's your address, sir?
Sir, I'm at the hotel here. Let
Which
me
hotel?
walk you to.
Which hotel?
Christ, I don't remember the name of the hotel.
You can remember the name of your hotel. I don't think I ever named the hotel because I don't remember the name of the hotel either.
Well, I will tell him. Well, here, sir. It's a fine hotel.
Hmm. You're in town
Shall
for
I
the
walk
regatta,
you to the house? Indeed. From London, newly arrived. We were on the train with that awful incident.
Oh, you were on the. I see. Yeah, maybe you should take us there.
Indeed. Let's go.
See him write something else down on his little pad. Would they have a pad? I'd imagine they have something for writing.
And he will make a show of it, of not knowing which direction to go. Now, which way was I going?
Our street is this way, sir.
Ah, yes. Please lead the way.
And it's pretty quick and easy for once they're there. You can say, yes, it was right over here. Now, what's your luck, Reuben?
His luck's actually not too bad. It is currently at
23.
57.
Okay. And fortunately for you, because you've left the doors open and stuff, it is, they can smell it from the street.
Are those flies on that window, sir?
Indeed.
How revolting.
Yeah, and so they're going to investigate. Do you go? Yeah, they're going to make you go in with them unless you completely resist or something.
Oh, absolutely, sir. Not. This is out of my purview. Please.
Once they do that,
carry on.
They're going to. One of them is going to stay there with you, while the other one goes to fetch Inspector Longtree. I don't know if it was Inspector Longtree or the constable. Anyway, was he? What was his?
I had Inspector Longtree.
Yeah, Inspector Longtree. Fair. The guy with the kind of blonde, rotund man with the bushy mustache. So that'll tie you up for a good hour or so before he arrives. What are the rest of you guys doing? So you left one by one. Reuben was the last to leave. You could have met back up shortly after leaving, of course, the murder scene.
I was heading back to the hotel.
Okay. And you too, James? Yeah.
Now, would the mailboxes be something that they would have on the street or up close?
Oof.
Make a choice.
Probably up close, I would imagine.
Yeah, I would suspect so.
Come to think of it, yeah, in London. Oh, no, it's London. You're in Henley on Thames, though. Yeah, I'd imagine it'd be up close nonetheless. I don't know if the roadside mailbox was a thing yet. I really don't know. So let's just say it's up close for this particular house. Why?
He's going to use sleight of hand to find a letter on the ground there.
What letter?
Something about 9 Hart Street with.
Are you going to show him the letter from Horatio? The letter that Horatio, sorry, the letter Horatio was carrying, Elias's letter?
Right.
You're going to put it in the mailbox, I mean, yeah?
We already transcribed it. If I can't get to the mailbox, he's going to pick it up and say, it appears the mail has become dislodged with that open door.
No, you can get to a mailbox. Yeah, you want to put it in there, or do you want to actually pick it up yourself?
Well, if he can put it in there, he definitely will. I didn't want to be found with it.
So you put the letter in there. Cool. Got it. No problem. You do so. Inspector Longtree will then eventually show up. It will investigate and be mortified by the scene, and especially also the fact that this guy was murdered with the same weapon. You didn't take the knife, did you? Or did you take the knife?
Yes, took the knife.
Did take the knife? Do you use sleight of hand to leave it also at the murder scene again, or do you have it on your person, sir?
He will be prepared to drop it in a hedge. He's going to be making.
He's really counting on that high skill. I understand. Okay.
I don't want to give.
Right now you're in the house. Right now you're in the house, not near a hedge.
If I have
the
to,
other cop would make sure you stay there until Longtree arrives because he'll want to ask you some questions.
Right. I think I might be. I might be throwing. Excuse me.
You run outside to puke in a hedge?
He will not run. He will
Go outside to puke in a
walk
hedge?
with a dignified gait.
Fair enough. The police officer walks with a dignified gait behind you.
Sir, give me a moment. I don't want to.
Just get it out, sir.
I'm trying. I'm making the effort,
He
sir.
walks over and starts slapping you on the back.
Yes.
Trying to help.
Much better.
Trying to help you puke it up.
Much better.
Come on, you want me to stick my finger down your throat?
Sir, I'm not
Hey, man,
that sort of a
19
man.
19th century hygiene wasn't what we have today, I'm sure.
Exactly. And a 44.
For your sleight of hand?
And sleight of hand is a 76.
Yeah,
So
I
he
know your
made
sleight of
a.
hand is, yeah. So you rolled a 44 to drop it in the bush, basically? Is that what your
Yep.
plan
And
was?
then he will kick a little bit of leaves on it and such.
Sure. Fair enough. Longtree will arrive. See the body, be mortified by it, and then also be mortified by the state, just the violence of it anyway. The fact that the corpse was left here obviously long enough to blow it up like this. In the heat, it might not have taken too long, but on the window being left open to let the flies in, it's quite disgusting. Fancy seeing you here, Master Carmichael.
It is a small town, sir, and it is the regatta.
I see. You wouldn't happen to be doing any freelance or independent police work in my city, in my town here, would you?
Absolutely not. This was meant to be 100% recreation. I was welcoming nothing but mundane entertainment, and this has just fallen into my lap. I'd be happy to be done with it.
This is the second time that I've encountered you at one of these murder scenes that do seem possibly connected.
It does seem that way, doesn't it, sir? It is. It is my lot in life, apparently. That's why I'm in investigations.
Well, the
I
officer says, "Sir, there's a letter in the man's mailbox here we found. Says it was to be delivered by hand." And he says, "I see." And so he takes it up and reads the letter. He says, Horatio Cartwright. Right? Oh, no, does that mention Horatio Cartwright? Let me double check. Let me pull up the letter. Sorry, before I fucking say something that he wouldn't say.
Oh, it just says Horatio.
Sorry, Horatio, yes. Jeremiah. Well, this is Jeremiah Oldacre. So apparently it was hand delivered to the proper address at least. Nistor Ferenc. Why does that sound familiar? I can't place it though.
It is an unusual name. Did he say it out loud?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He's got a bad habit of speaking out loud while he's investigating.
That is an unusual name.
What do you make of it? Does it sound familiar to you, Master Carmichael, since you seem to be as deeply embroiled in this mystery as I am?
He will make a show of breaking out his handkerchief and he's going to hold it up so he can hold it aside and yes.
Wait, what was that sound effect again? Could you do that one more time?
With the handkerchief. Anyway, he's going to. You never know when these strange papers might be poisoned, and he'll give him the eye, and then he'll look it over.
Strange papers have been poisoned.
I dealt with Egyptian paperwork that was poisoned, so if the wrong person read it, it would be poisoned.
Oh, strange. It's a very strange letter. It seems almost delusional.
It does. It does indeed.
Interesting, the reference to blind men who are not what they seem. And he studies you closely.
That is
to
very
see
strange.
If you make any reaction to that.
I believe there was a blind man on the train.
What would we call this? He wants to get a psychology roll to see if he thinks you know more than you're letting on. What would your opposition to that be?
Occult.
No.
Sleight of hand.
No.
Damn it. Well, Intimidate is a higher rating, but that's not what he is wanting
No,
to do. So,
I don't. You're not going to intimidate. Expect
Bullshit
you to do
roll.
anything.
how about? I don't know, sir. I'm out of my element here. If you need something translated, I'm your man. Latin, Egyptian, Chinese, hell, even a little Tibetan. But this is clearly beyond me. I don't have a client, and in fact, my level of interest is low. I merely noted to the constable that I smelled something afoul as I walked back here, trying to find my hotel.
Okay, give me fast talk.
Of course. Stand by. While it is a very good roll, it's not enough.
It's a failure, but not a fumble.
Oh, and it was a 20. I mean, it wasn't.
Okay.
He only has a
That's
5.
good enough because he rolled a 91 on his psychology.
Oh,
So okay, well, it's a matter of strange coincidence, but from what I understand, your agency has a good reputation in London with Scotland Yard, and we've heard good things.
well, I'm glad
Well,
to hear that, sir.
thank you for bringing this to our attention. He pockets the letter. You're free to go, Mr. Carmichael. Please enjoy the rest of the regatta, and I hope that these two very unfortunate events, so close in sequence together, will not affect your opinion of Henley-on-Thames. This really is usually a quite nice village.
Have no worries, sir. I'm from London, after all. This is a bit of paradise. All these last two circumstances notwithstanding.
Indeed.
Good day, sir.
Don't want your chin scratched. Okay. I won't scratch your chin. Good day. Okay, so you can leave then. So Ruben will arrive at the hotel, but quite a bit late, like about an hour and a half after you guys went back. The hotel itself, Spencer and James, is quite bustling. It's packed to the seams. Every room is now booked. You hear disappointed guests being turned away, saying that all rooms are booked. We have absolutely no more room to fit anybody. The bar, I imagine they'd have hotel bars even, in Victorian England. So the bar would probably be quite hopping with mostly upper class people again in the fancy dress and their best outfits and stuff, trying to make impressions. And by this point in time, though, they've been making impressions all day, and they're starting to get kind of drunk and merry. It's up to you if you want to mingle or go to your rooms or whatever you'd like to do. Either way, whichever you do choose to do, it's going to be like a good hour and a half or so before Ruben arrives at the hotel. Make
Would you
sense?
like to get a drink, Mr. Spencer?
Yes. After the harrowing experience this afternoon, I think that would be quite welcome.
You guys go to have a drink in the bar while you wait for Ruben?
Indeed. Yep.
Yes.
Fair. You can get a spot too where you can actually see the lobby, so you'll be able to see if he does come in. Yeah, you have a few drinks because, like I said, it's a good hour and a half or so before he actually shows up. He's quite late. But that'll be a good place to take a quick bio break, I think, before we resume with your reunion at the hotel bar.
Bio
Sounds
break it
good.
is.
Bio break. I wish I had cool music to play during the break. Jake has that stuff on his Twitch streams. I got to figure that out.
You need to get the one that they used to play at the theater or the drive-in. Let's go out to the lobby. They showed the candy bars dancing.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Yeah,
Get
that one.
something to drink or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fuck man.
And get
How fucking
ourselves some
old am I to?
snacks. Alrighty, be right back.
Yep. Do your thing. I'll still be here. Anyway, I'm not really going away. I got my headset on. I'm not going to the bathroom.
That's the same with me. Just
So James's first real occult case with the agency, and you've already got 2 bodies
Yep, stacking up pretty quickly.
in the space of a day. Hi, Coco.
This is, I think, one of the few times we've had just the three of us play.
Yeah, I think it might have happened once before, but I can't remember for sure.
Yeah, don't remember exactly. I don't think I was part of it. It was probably before I
Mm.
played, maybe. I don't know. I could have been, but it just seems like there's usually about 5 people that are involved.
We used to have about 5 per case, but the numbers have dwindled over the years. We're in our second year of this campaign, so I think more than
Yeah,
halfway into our second year of this campaign.
I'm fine with 3 people. It doesn't bother me. It's just a little different for the first time, I guess.
It's a shame Paul couldn't make it to play loyal, but it's fine.
Yeah. And that would have been a different aspect of the game because there's no way we could have hid him to walk inside the house and walk outside the house without being
I imagine
conspicuous.
in a situation like that, loyal becomes a lookout kind of guy on the outside or something,
Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to.
or maybe a distraction. He goes off somewhere else.
Yeah. Hey, look over there.
He's perfect if we needed a role of like I don't know, a murderous giant.
Right? Yeah, if you need a strong man, he's your guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's not murderous though. Loyal is actually a pretty gentle giant.
No, that's what I was saying. If you ever needed that, he fits some of the bill at least.
If only we had a Holocaust cloak.
Indeed. That's actually a really good book to read if you can get hold of it.
What book is that?
I had it a
The
long
Princess, the
time ago when I
Princess
was a kid,
Bride.
but I couldn't really get into
Oh,
it.
yeah. Yeah.
It is the movie's almost verbatim from the book, except the book has a little bit more. So instead of just saying that he was in Greenland when he found them, it tells you the story of how he got there and how he was stuck there and had to make his way, in life being stuck there. And it takes, instead of just expressing this is what happened to Inigo, it actually takes him through the whole story of his life and how he trained and all that. And you get more of a feeling of how Wesley was actually able to beat Inigo and beat Fezzik. It's all about the value of your motivations. So, of course, Fezzik was infinitely stronger and tougher and more skilled at hand fighting. And same thing with Inigo. He was by far the better swordsman. I mean, he was listed as their sword masters, and then he was granted the title of wizard. He was a sword wizard. So there's no way Wesley could have beat him actually sword to sword. The reason he beat him is because his motivation was stronger. One was for true love, and the other was for revenge. So it was like a corruption. It was eating away at him. So that little bit extra stuff in there.
Yeah, I liked the movie. I liked
Yeah,
it quite well when I saw it. Saw it a couple
I've
of times.
I've seen it at least 100 times, in part, if not in whole. I mean,
I once
honestly, I've
loaned
probably seen it at least 30 times all the way through.
I once loaned that movie to a chef that was working for me. I said, "Here, you've never seen this movie? You've got to watch this movie with your family, your wife and daughter. You guys will love it, right?" He brought it back to me the next day. He said, "Yeah, we didn't like it." I was like, "You're fired." I didn't
Princess
agree with
Bride?
him. Yeah, it's the first
Who
person I
doesn't
ever
like
met.
that movie?
My former chef and his family, apparently.
Crazy.
It's because they have no soul.
Yeah.
That's what you get trying to work with lizard people.
Was there a cultural aspect involved?
I don't know. It was a multicultural aspect, if anything, but I don't think that would account for it.
No, I'm just saying maybe it was, if you run into somebody from a fairly exotic locale, they may not get it. They may not get the joke. They may not get the timing, all the rest of it. I watch a lot of international films, and you'll see the timing is quite different. I think we're all back,
Yep, that's why it pays to watch a lot of international films.
right? You get paid to watch international films?
Yeah, I'm secretly a critic online for several different publications.
Wow,
Mm-hmm.
very cool.
Yep, I get a candy bar and a handshake for every film I watch.
A bite on the neck and a reach
Is that
around.
what you call it, huh?
Yeah, can't divulge more though. Trade secrets.
You don't get your candy from a white panel van, do you?
I'd rather not discuss with the vehicle I drive.
Funny.
What did you think about? I can't remember the title of it because it reminded me of The Princess Bride. The Prince. Anyway, it reminded me. It was the one written by Neil Gaiman. It had Robert De Niro played a gay
You're
pirate.
talking about
Oh, that was a
Stardust.
great Stardust.
It's a great
Yeah,
book.
it was pretty good. It just didn't seem though like it caught on like the Princess Bride did. The
I
movie itself.
watched Stardust probably once a quarter. Every year, 3-4 times a year.
Damn.
Yeah, I saw it at the movies. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a great movie, and it's a better book, but
It is a
books are
better
always
book, but it
better.
is a good movie.
Yeah, it's almost impossible for the movie to be better than the book. The pacing is just so different for a book. But yeah, the movie is really good. Lots of good actors in it too. Claire Danes and all that. They're all really good.
It just didn't go anywhere box office, or you know what I'm saying. It just wasn't as popular or as Princess Bride. One
Yeah,
of those
yeah, I agree. It's
iconic. Yeah.
not as much a cult classic, but it's definitely. I would have to say it's probably a better movie. It just doesn't have as many, catchphrases and quick little comedy bits in it. It's loaded with stars, that's for sure.
Yeah. Wasn't it Rob Reiner that directed Princess Bride?
I believe you're right.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That would make
He had
sense.
that.
It
Yeah.
was, yes.
I do believe it was Rob Reiner.
I think that probably had a effect on getting the right people to play all those
Sure.
roles, the comedians and stuff.
That and distribution.
Yeah.
All right. You guys ready?
Been ready.
Cool. Sorry. Didn't mean to leave you waiting.
Born ready.
All right. So then, Ruben, you've arrived back at the hotel. At this point in time, what time of day would it be now? It's going to be evening time. Well, after dinner time, I'd say.
Gentlemen, I have taken care of the constabulary. They brought me on board to offer my professional input on the situation, and we have been absolved of it.
Hmm.
I didn't know we were.
Well,
Didn't know we were to begin with.
I ran into a constable soon after stepping away, and I didn't want there to be any follow-ups and rumors and so forth, so I just took care of it.
I see. Well, then, I don't know. I mean, it's in the police hands now.
Indeed.
So I am. Wonder if there'll be any lingering implication on us, though.
No, absolutely not. The body was too old, and we just arrived, and
Very well. So we then
I'm
head
sure
back
that
tomorrow, or
yes, we can head back whenever you like. More regatta, more wandering around, looking prim and proper for the
I wouldn't mind.
locals.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing some more of the regatta. How many days more is it?
Oh, that's a good question. Hold on. Um, let's check this out. No. The regatta lasts for 5 days.
Did we catch it on the first day, or is this further into it?
Um, what day did we say it was? June 2nd?
The second was when yesterday was the second.
June 2nd, 1892. Oh, it's now the 3rd anyway. Let's find out here. That was Thursday. And it's now Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, fuck this thing. Okay. So it's now Friday night. So this is day 3, I believe, of the regatta. I think it was, yeah, Wednesday to Sunday. So today's day 3.
Well, perhaps we could take a bit of a leisurely input for tomorrow and then leave to avoid the rush of everybody trying to get out of here at the same time.
I think that might be a good idea. I mean, enjoy the regatta for the morning and then head back in the afternoon.
Indeed. I do believe I will probably stay behind, do a little bit of reading, but please enjoy the regatta.
Okay.
Very good.
So Friday night, you stay in the hotel.
Yep.
Saturday morning, you go back to enjoying the regatta, yeah?
Indeed.
Okay. And what are you reading, Ruben?
Ruben's going to leave and follow up on the 2 unconscious children that were found.
Ah, okay.
He's out of his element with all the rich folk.
Sure.
Nefarious, unconscious children on a train is more his speed.
Let us see here. Children, you said, yes?
They went to the Henley orphanage. There was another word in there, Henley something orphanage, but I missed it.
Okay, here we go. Found it. So, it was in the post. Railway guard discovered a parcel. It was coming from his van. Okay. Contained 2 unconscious infants, a boy and girl. Yep, Henley Old Orphanage. That's where they've been taken.
Olds.
Yep, the Henley Old Orphanage, where anyone who can render assistance in the matter of their parentage should apply. The parcel was addressed to James O'Callahan, care of Henley Post Office. It had been posted in the London area. It was Mike Pearls, I think, Perles. Sorry. I believe the name would likely be false. Other officers suggested that the mailing would prove to be someone's ignorant attempt to save money on a ticket. Right. So you want to go to the police station?
No, he's going to go to the Henley Old Orphanage.
Okay. What do you want to do when you get there?
Follow up on the 2 infant children, just as a concerned citizen.
Do you know
Just as a
anything about
concerned
who they are?
citizen, is there perhaps make a small donation to the orphanage and follow up? I lost my own children years ago.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Looks away forlorn.
Okay. So you make a donation to the orphanage. Anything
Sure.
else you want to do with, like?
He's just going to try to hit them up for information.
Mhm.
How are they doing? How's their health? Have they found the parents?
No, I haven't found their parents, but they seem to be in fine health.
I missed the second part you said. What?
They seem to be in fine health.
Fine health.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Very good. Okay. Well, then keep up the good work.
Okay. Thank you very much for your donation.
Yeah, no, I was just see
No
if there was something nefarious or unusual,
No, nope. Kids are
still
fine.
unconscious or whatever.
No, they're fine.
Fair enough. They had a couple days, so if they had some kind of weird infection or they were bit by something, then it probably would have happened by now. So much weird stuff has happened to him. He doesn't take any chances.
Sure.
Well, we've covered the ground. We had the letter. We had the two weird children.
Mhm.
I think all he's got left to do is just walk about and just happen to pass by 9 Hart Street again.
Okay. It's still there. Not as many flies.
No guards, no nothing.
Yeah, there'd probably be a guard there. Yeah, it makes sense. A constable
Right?
standing in front.
Do I recognize the constable?
No, you do not.
Constable, it's Reuben Carmichael. I was here the other day. Inspector Longtree. We had a rather long interview. I was the one that found the evidence of the odor, as it were.
What is your credit rating?
My credit rating, or his credit rating, is, I want to say, like 107.
Nice. Yeah. Well, brilliant.
No, it's a 21.
Roll it.
Oh, okay. Stand by. Here we go. No, he missed it. It's a 25.
Okay. Do you want to spend 4 points of luck to make it a success?
Sure. I will spend the
Okay.
luck. Let me write this down.
Sure.
15.
He says, yes, Mr. Carmichael. You're with the agency in London, yes?
Correct. Hudson and
Yes,
Brand.
Inspector Longtree had mentioned you.
Nothing insidious or anything like that. I just happened to be making my way across your beautiful town, and I ended up back this way. Curiosity and such.
Of course.
So, anything I can get you while I'm here? I know you can't leave.
No, I'm fine, sir. Is there anything I can do for you?
I seem to have misplaced my pocket watch when I was here. You haven't had one pop up, have you?
I haven't found one, sir, but you're welcome to go in and have a look if you like.
No, I didn't. I didn't really go into the home. I was out front on the porch area. I could look around that immediate area if that's okay with you.
Of course, please.
And he'll make a show of it and be all flustered and, ooh, it is warm. And he'll sit down and
It is quite warm.
Drop his handkerchief and then pick it back up
Okay.
with the dagger inside and put it away. You want to roll?
Yes, please roll.
Stand by.
You can use a bonus die, though.
Bonus die. First roll is a 4. The second one is a 2.
Okay, 20 something.
At 23.
Yeah, that's more than a hard success anyway. So yeah, no problem. You get the dagger. Wait, hold on. Unless the dagger was found. The dagger is not there. You
Very
drop your
well.
handkerchief, you reach in, pull up an empty handkerchief.
Well, just as well. It was a broken watch. It was just a bit of sentimentality. You sure I can't get you something, Constable?
No, I'm sure, sir. I appreciate the offer, though.
Very well. You keep up the good work. Beautiful town you have here.
And you, sir.
And he'll be on his way.
Okay.
Grumble, grumble, damn it. Well, good for them. They
Okay.
had good police work. You can't fault them for that.
Inspector Longtree seems to be pretty good at his job.
Waste in a small village like this.
Maybe he grew up here. Who knows?
Perhaps.
So,
Well, he'll make his way back then.
and you guys go back to London for evening time, nighttime?
Sure, yeah, whatever's convenient.
I imagine those trains would run to Twyford, whatever it was, a couple times a day at least.
Sure, there and back
And,
again, there and back again.
Then from Twyford to London, there's probably a couple trains a day at least, you know. So you could be back for evening time, like nighttime, right? Saturday. What day did you go out there? Thursday. Got it. Okay. Just make sure I keep
We arrived on
dates.
Thursday, right?
Is it? Yeah. Unless there's anything anybody else wants to cover in Henley, of course.
Of course.
Anybody? Spencer, James.
No, nothing else I want to do here.
Well, Spencer,
No.
you do
As
find
far as I
now
know.
that you run into many more people that know you and are
Ah,
interested in
be happy to discuss occultness and
exactly
seances and the spirits with them.
a reporter from what's the big paper in London? The Times, yeah, something like that. The London Times, I think, yeah. Will see you and ask you some questions about your upcoming book.
I'll be kind of hush hush about it, but I'll leave just enough details as spark interest.
Right, fair, no problem. James, anything that you want to do while you're here at the regatta too before you head back to London?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, cool. So you guys get the train back to London. The train is quite packed, but you don't see any blind men, fortunately.
Good.
Oh, and Ruben, you're bringing some goods back from Henley on Thames, right? Where do you have all that stuff? Are you just bringing back the briefcase?
Yeah. If as long as it doesn't have anything obvious, and if it does,
You
it'll
don't
hang
have
as
the letter anymore, right? I guess you left that behind. You don't have the dagger.
we have a copy of the letter.
You still have the wallet from Horatio, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not. It didn't have anything in it.
Hmm.
Quote quote.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Give me a spot hidden roll, please.
Stand by. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Oof. That might be a fail. Got a 60. Stand by.
Okay.
60 spot hidden is a 61. Made by one.
All right. You see a man of or Asian Orient descent try to pick up your briefcase.
Can I help you, sir?
I'm sorry? No, I'm getting off here, sir.
He will ask him in Chinese, can I help you, sir?
And he turns and says, I'm sorry. Can I help you?
He will say in Tibetan, no, can I help you?
He'll set the briefcase down and get off the train.
In London?
This is before London. This is one of the outer suburbs.
Well, that is curious.
And you get back to London.
When after that point, he's going to take a good hard look at this case and see what would have been remarkable enough, if there's some sort of symbolism or something on it that he might have missed already.
Symbolism? What kind of symbolism are you looking for?
Like some sort of engraving or a pin or something along those lines.
There was some kind of an embalmed serpent thing on the dagger, right, or something like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
I meant on like on the briefcases. There was something that,
on
that
the
somebody
briefcase.
somebody would see and they would say, I need to steal that because it's got this on it.
Nope, not at all. It's a pretty unremarkable briefcase. It looks like 1 in a million briefcases one made out of. Yeah, there might be a million briefcases in London. There's like 6 million people there at this time. Maybe not a million briefcases, but there's a lot.
So we're just going to write this off that some random Asian individual was going to steal a briefcase. Gotcha.
I don't know. It's up to you.
No, he's not writing it off.
Yeah. And you get to London.
He will keep his eyes open for any sort of suspicious people. He will stroke his imaginary Fu Manchu mustache. Gentlemen, this does bode curious.
Oh, what? Did something happen?
That an Asian gentleman tried to make off with my briefcase. It doesn't seem to be of anything of particular note. And when I confronted him, it was almost confrontational.
Perhaps there's still some secret to the case that we haven't discovered.
Indeed.
When we get back to the agency, perhaps we should open it at the seams.
Dissect it, as it were. I like the way you think, sir.
There's a secret compartment in there. Oh, how exciting.
Very exciting.
And so once you get back to the train station in London, I take it you get a cab to take you to 33 Golden Square, Soho.
Indeed. Now, the suburb, we're getting back at night. So we will.
There are how many of you? 4 of you.
4, yeah.
Yeah, you have to get a carriage.
Unless we left
Plus
Loyal there with his big woman.
No, he'd come back with you. There's no reason
He might have found his true love.
No, he came back. So yeah, you'll have to get a carriage anyway for the 4 of you. Loyal's big anyway.
Fair enough. So Mort Lake. Now, where is it in accordance to where we normally are in London?
That's a good question. I can tell you that in a second. It is a suburb of London.
Indeed.
You know what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to look it up on Google Maps if I can. And I'll tell you how far.
Oh, I could look it up. I'm sorry.
Okay. So that's there. Zoom out. Woo. Oh yeah. It's south kind of west. Now let's see here. Can I get directions?
In the borough of Richmond.
All right. So.
Oh, it's by East Sheen. Why didn't you just say so? Gotcha.
I believe, it's about 7.5 miles from London proper.
Fair enough.
On a bicycle, you get there in about 50 minutes.
Yeah, there'll be no bicycling.
For what that's worth.
Right.
Walking, it'd
Very
be
good.
2.5 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's good range.
Fair enough.
But anyway, in the meantime, did somebody just join the call? Oh, hey, Paul's here. Welcome, Paul. That's the wrong. Do you want to play?
Yeah, I'm good to play.
Cool. Okay. Well, you guys are just getting back to London. It's a couple of days after the. You remember the last session, the murder on the train and everything.
Yeah, I do.
After that, you went and made your statements to the police, and then you went and enjoyed the regatta for the evening, and you ended up hanging out at a gypsy camp with some large woman partying and dancing, and you were there, what, Thursday night, Friday night. You guys left Saturday. So you were kind of just to, you know, justify Loyal Gibbs's absence from the couple days of events. He was, dancing and drinking with gypsies. Sound good?
Sure.
Cool.
Sounds like fun.
In the meantime, now you're arriving back into London on the train, getting a carriage that will take you to Soho, where your offices are. And somebody tried to steal the briefcase from Ruben on the train. A man picked it up and tried to walk off the train with it, and then gave it back to him after he got called out in multiple Asian languages. So now, it is at this point in time probably getting pretty late at night. So you want to get the carriage back to, we'll say it's like 10 o'clock or so. Get the carriage back to Soho.
If they're still running, for sure. If not, it's a hotel.
Nah, I'm sure they would. There's a lot of rich people going to the regatta and coming back.
Sure.
They'd be running for sure. So you get back to Golden Square. Do I still have images for that? Probably not. What do I have? Oh, I do have it there. Look at that. Happy fucking days. Golden Square. And I'll add one more image here. Let me see here. Browse. We need to find that in the Hudson brand folder. Here he is. Okay, and we want to put him somewhere like over here, maybe. Where is he? There he is. Yeah, Markham.
There you go.
There he is. So Markham will answer the door when you get home. He's up, and he actually has a glass of brandy in his hand. I assume you're going first, Ruben? He probably still sees Loyal first, but
Sure.
says, "Oh, welcome
Markham.
back, sir. How was the regatta?"
It was entertaining. More of a rich man's spectacle, as it were.
Well, it was not uneventful here. We were burgled last night.
Indeed. Please
Please come in, sir.
tell me what happened.
I have not yet notified the police because I'm not entirely certain if anything has been taken. I was hoping you would be back soon, and you are. They came in the middle of the night. I was sound asleep, apparently. I'd never heard anything. They seem to have gone through your library, sir, and your files. And you had a safe in the basement, right?
Indeed.
Yes, the safe was tampered with, but doesn't seem to have been opened. I cannot open it, sir, so you'll have to judge for yourself whether or not anything was taken.
Spencer will hurry to his room and check that none of his notes have been disturbed.
Very
What
good,
notes did you
Markham.
have in there?
Just notes on the new book and other personal items.
They've been rifled through, but everything seems to still be there.
Whew, thank goodness.
Well, Markham, I'm a
I'm
bit.
sorry, sir. They must have been very good to have.
Absolutely no, nothing on you. I'm curious why you don't have access to the safe. I will secure that and get that for you as soon as possible.
This is what, Saturday night? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Mrs. Levi was here as well. We both slept through the whole thing.
Well, they must have been professionals indeed.
Why do we keep saying, why, just a question, my friends? You keep saying they. Is there evidence that there's more than one that came in?
Well, no, sir. But I don't know who the person was.
Where did they come in from?
Through the front door, sir.
That is curious. We got a big metal door, don't we?
You do, with multiple locks. Yep.
Any of the locks broken, or are they still workable?
They were. I imagine you have like a bolt on it, right?
Sure.
Yeah, that was broken. But I had it repaired this afternoon, sir.
And what of our birds?
You can see the evidence if you look at the door. Then in the frame, you'll see where it's been worked on. You'll see where it's part of it's been removed and replaced.
Sure.
Now,
well,
I guess the question is, I assume you're going to look to see what's been tampered with.
We will, but before that, let us make a note and see if there's something we can do to offer further security, like a drop bar or something on our side.
Okay. Try to make the door even more secure. You can turn it into like a bank vault door, yeah?
Well, no, I'm just thinking just supports and a big metal arm come down.
Well, as far as Markham could tell, it doesn't look like they got into the safe, so a door like that might work.
Well, the more we prop up the front door, it means they're going to go to windows, other places. So
yeah,
I don't think we could turn this into a whole fort. I mean,
it's happened
if
before.
we want to keep some...
Didn't one of the zombies come through the window in the house?
Sure. All right. So
it was the big phoenix monster or whatever it was.
Was it?
Yeah, I'll do a quick check and see if anything of note.
Okay. Now, what did you have lying around? In your library and stuff. Did you have any Mythos books?
The only things that I had that Ruben had brought in were the remaining copies of that series of books. One that he had given to No as bait.
The narcotic manuscripts?
Yeah, but now those specifically are under a floorboard somewhere. They're not in the normal.
Under a floorboard in your room or something?
He put them somewhere like that, somewhere.
Okay.
Innocuous. I don't know if it was his room or it was like the sideboard of a runner of a hallway, to make it less conspicuous.
Okay. And what else did you have around? Were there any artifacts that weren't in the safe?
He had. I don't think so. He had.
Where did you guys keep that weird flute-like, gun-like thing?
Oh crap!
Was that in the safe?
I'm gonna say anything that is truly dangerous, and weird like that would have been locked away.
Okay. Yeah, your manuscripts copy is gone. The floorboard's been pried up.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Oh, you had some nice guns and stuff around too, didn't you?
No.
You did. Because I remember Von Zorn was particularly proud of the gun collection. You had shotguns, you had an elephant gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just tell us what we have left.
The elephant gun is missing as well.
All right.
Just the elephant gun. The shotguns are all still there.
Hmm.
Loyal or James, do you guys have anything of interest in the house? Loyal
How the
probably
hell
didn't.
did they?
Loyal may have a pair of boots or something there. That's about it.
How the hell would they find the manuscript and the floorboards? I'm not calling you out as the GM. I'm thinking out loud to myself. I'm like, that's some pretty weird stuff. I had a dog to sniff it or something like that.
Something like that.
Hmm. That's well, gentlemen, there was something of decent value tucked under here, manuscripts, and believe me, no one knew but myself, and I was with you, and I never told anyone. So that is curious. More so than them breaking in and doing the rest of it is that they were able to find it.
Interesting.
Do you
Markham,
think we'll be safe here? Okay.
I doubt they would come back if we are here. But if you want, I can stay the night and keep watch.
Well, you're welcome to stay the night anyway, Loyal, if we have your little room put aside.
Markham, who did you contact? Police?
No, no one yet, sir. Mr. Gibbs.
Yeah, I don't think there's any point in bringing the police in.
I didn't think that you would appreciate that, not without your go-ahead at least, sir.
Oh, that was wise and prudent,
Would you like a
Markham, as
brandy?
always.
He has a bottle and a stack of glasses.
Indeed. Brandy's all around.
Cigar?
No,
He
disgusting.
he lights one for himself.
He'll make his way out of the room.
He goes out, probably smoke the cigar and drink the brandy out in the garden. It's late summer anyway. It's quite warm.
Well, this is off-putting.
You're not outside with Markham, or are you
No.
in? No, I figured out. He would have left the bottle and the glasses anyway if anybody else wanted any in the cigar box.
Well, we have the tomorrow's another day. What can we do, right?
What time of day is it now?
11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it's late. You'd have
Yeah,
had
it's
Well,
dinner.
different.
You'd have probably had dinner on the train.
Sure.
It was a first-class car after all, leaving.
We'll get some
London.
rest, and then in the morning, midday, we'll do an inventory and discuss security.
Okay, so you go to bed that night.
Yeah, it's the suggestion. I mean, I'm not ordering anybody to do it.
Right, that's what you're thinking.
actually, I'm gonna head to work. Let's see if there's any job, any collections available.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, they'll put you to work.
I haven't
There'll be
been to work in a few days, so
there'll be a
gotta
few.
keep.
There'll be quite a few bodies for you to go scoop up and bring back.
Yeah, I don't want to be replaced.
Nobody could replace you, Mr. Gibbs.
That's true. Um, if you need my help in the morning, just send a word to the flop house there.
Indeed. Have a good evening.
And to you, sir.
What about James and Spencer?
I'm going to relax for the evening.
Okay, kick back in the kind of lounge. What do they call it? The
Yep.
parlor.
Have some brandy, smoke a cigar, think about my book,
Do some
write
writing.
some notes.
Mm. You've had all kinds of.
James would probably have a
sorry.
brandy and then go to bed.
All right. So you share a brandy maybe with Spencer, and and then you retire for the night. Spencer, you've got lots to write about. I mean, the last few days have been just full of intrigue.
I really do. So I'm gonna start working on an outline.
Mm-hmm. And it does seem to have an occult tie since, Reuben was obviously upset about somebody stealing some kind of document. I don't know what you told him. You probably didn't tell him what it was or anything, but
No, just an occult manuscript.
an occult manuscript. Okay, fair.
Oh, what kind of manuscript it could have been to be so important to send thieves in the night for it?
It was more of an esoteric sort of a thing. It didn't have much value to anyone except for a specific collector or user of antiquities involving the occult,
Oh, those are sometimes the best things. Fascinating.
right? Here's the sort of things that get you killed here.
I blanch a little bit at that. Good Lord.
Well, tomorrow's another day. He will excuse himself.
Leaving Markham and Spencer to be the last two to retire for the night. But I'm sure at some point in time, a few brandies and a nice cigar later, you're probably ready for bed.
Actually, are any of them? I forget what they were called. The boys. Are any of them available?
The
The
birds,
birds,
in
yeah,
the middle of
birds.
the night, not so much.
yeah, they typically are, sleeping. The whole idea was to give them a home, so even the orphans would have some place to sleep. So they're going to be in bed or ginned up or something. Hopefully, they're probably throwing dice and smoking, but still.
It's been a while since I've played. I'm trying to figure out if I would know anyone else who might know something about who hit this place.
Loyal Gibbs. Let's see. What contacts or skills do you have for that?
I
Anything in your
have no idea.
backstory?
Backstory.
Do you
Well,
have
no,
any?
I would have.
Do you have any like criminal contacts? Your brother is a police officer, but
Yeah,
the
I
police
could.
have not been notified.
That's why I'm not going to him. I was just wondering if I would know anyone. Like trying to figure. I specifically uh, an actual contact. No.
Okay.
Um,
Do you have a skill that might work? Any kind of like
uh,
I don't know, underworld knowledge or
specifically, I don't think I have. No, I guess I don't. So I don't know anything about any of this.
okay.
I think crime stays away from me.
Okay.
Okay, then I'll just head to work.
No problem. Yeah, they got lots of bodies though. Lots of bodies to go collect. Kind of falling behind with you being away, so a couple of them are a little rank. Yeah. Oh, I just saw your note. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat earlier. Your brass knuckles and cane. That yeah, not. Um, oh, a machete and a change of clothes. So yeah, none of that would have been messed with. They might have rifled through
Yeah.
your clothes, but not taken anything.
Yeah. I figured they wouldn't touch the machetes. Could replace that easily.
Fair.
What about my
Technic-
typewriter?
No, it wasn't taken.
Okay, good.
Your pages were rifled through, but not taken. They might be. You might have to resort a little bit, but yep. Okay. Next day.
Actually, you
Tomorrow
know
is a new
what?
day.
I will go see my brother about this, but obviously not. I'm not filing a report. See if he knows. I'm trying to see if he has any contacts or someone he knows that might know something, and then I will possibly take matters into my own hands.
The what you want to do that the next day, Sunday?
Yeah, in the morning. He
Okay.
may not be at work on the Sunday,
No, he'll
but
be
that might
home. He'll be home with his family.
actually that's perfect. I will
They just
head
had a
there
second
since.
baby, didn't they? His wife's
I
Mary, I think.
Yes. I wrote it down somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I think.
remember you
Yeah, I
saying it
think.
last session.
Yeah, so he's probably at home, and that's good because this is unofficial.
Hmm. Yeah, so you go to visit him in the morning. Okay. Ah, loyal. Come on in. We're having breakfast. Would you like some?
Oh, if it's not too much trouble.
Yeah, Mary will. She's in the kitchen, so she'll cook up some food for you. Probably like what would they have? Like eggs and sausages, maybe
Sure.
something like that.
Tomatoes and beans and mushrooms.
Yeah, maybe all of that. So do up a. I don't know if they had English fries in the Victorian era, but why not? So, yep, you get a nice breakfast with them. How was the regatta?
Oh, it's not was not much for me. I found other diversions.
I see.
Came to ask something a little unofficial. If you have a moment.
Of course. What is it, brother?
Oh, just was anyone else with us, or is it just the two of us?
No, it can be just the two of you. He can send the kids out of the room or something. They're probably playing anyway. Oh no, the one's just a baby. Sorry, the other boy. He can send the other kid out of the room if they're old enough to be a nuisance, and Mary will be watching up. So yeah, you guys can be alone.
Uh, while we were gone, the Hudson Brown was broken into, but I
Really?
uh, yes, oh boy, Ruben, so Mr. Brand Carmichael does not want to file charges because of some of the more delicate nature of some of the items. But I was wondering if you know of anyone that might have some information, so or someone might be interested in items of it's not now it wasn't I don't think it was a common robbery, but it might have been. I don't know if you've heard of anything.
Well, I haven't heard anything, no, but I know some people who work in Soho. I might be able to ask some questions.
Well, I don't know. As I said, it's not. Don't want to make an official report. As I said, some of the items were. I said it's probably better that we look for some of these items. I don't know. I said that Mr. Brand Carmichael did not want to make this official. You know the secretive nature.
Sure. Yeah, I can just ask some questions to some friends. I'll keep it unofficial.
Okay. Well, if there's anything or if there's anyone you could point me to.
Well, you want to ask them yourself?
That's might be possible. It's just so as I said, just keep it
Sure.
very
I guess I
unofficial.
could. And he gives you name and address of a constable in Soho.
Oh,
Says,
constable. Okay, yeah.
"Mhm.
Well, I meant if he knew, if he had not police contacts, other contacts.
He doesn't. No,
I guess he doesn't work that area.
no.
Well, no, that's fine then. I said, well, certain that Mr. Brand Carmichael has his own contacts. I just thought sometimes I feel like the only thing I could provide is muscle, and I'm trying to expand my list of traits to help him out to be of use more than yeah.
Sure. Well, listen, like I said, I'll ask some unofficial questions, and if I hear anything, I'll let you know.
Appreciate it. Thank you, brother.
No problem. One of those boys from the orphanage, he's always around. He always knows where to find you. I can send a message to you anytime I need to.
As I said, it's much appreciated. Yeah, one of the birds. I think they
That's great work.
called.
That's great work your friend is doing. You know, looking after those boys. We have noticed a lot less of the youth getting involved in you know petty crimes since the orphanage opened and the you're schooling them, right? You're educating them too, I think. Yeah.
Right.
So you opened a school and an orphanage, right?
Right.
Yeah. So
Well, as we
anyway,
both know, as if under different circumstances that could have been us. So it's good that he's helping them out.
nah, never us. He claps you on the shoulder. And he's a big, strong guy, but you're fucking huge. So
Yeah, I think he was adopted. He was younger when Actually, our mother died in childbirth with him,
Mm-hmm.
and he was adopted when our father died. But I was older, so that's why he got a little bit better education. Got
Mm-hmm.
made it into become a with the Metropolitan Police. So,
Sure.
but
Okay.
yeah, that's what I say. So yeah, it's so is it's that's why it's yeah he does some good work, and that's I don't mind helping him whenever possible. But as I said, it's might want to leave this the night lifestyle behind. So as I said, I'm trying to prove my worth a little more and maybe get work for him more full time, I guess. But we shall see.
Well, if I can help you in any way, if you need anything, just let me know.
Thank you, brother. I must get going.
Hey, you're welcome anytime. If you ever want to come by, we 3 meals a day. Mary's a great cook.
Oh, between you and Mr. Brand Carmichael, I'm kept full. And he
Good,
pats his belly.
good, good.
What was her name again?
Would you like a cigarette?
Oh no, thank you, brother. What was housekeeper's name again?
House. Oh, the butler,
No,
Markham.
no, there's Markham, and then there's
Mrs.
the woman.
Levi. She does the I can't
Cooking.
remember. She does the cooking, but she also did
Yeah.
some administrative work. I think some
Oh,
filing or something, right? Yeah, so
whatever.
she's there 3 days a week.
I'm saying Mrs. Levi. Oh, the baked goods over there. He says a little quietly, not to not to say that I don't even have a name for her wife.
Mary.
Your wife, yeah, Mary. Mary isn't a great baker, but Mrs. Levi. Oh boy, still waiting for those. What was it? Strawberry strudel or something?
Oh
She,
yeah, yeah. She just make lots of strudel.
I don't
She
think
hasn't made one since
Yeah,
Von Zorn died.
yeah. It's a shame about she doesn't make strudel anymore. But
Yeah.
well, I've taken enough of your time, but I appreciate any help. But must get going now.
All right. Very cool. What are
Uh,
the other guys doing in the morning? Ruben and Spencer and James.
I'm gonna let them follow up first.
Well,
Okay.
if there's not much else going on right now, I'm going to start working on working on my book.
Yeah, Sunday morning. So.
I mean, the intro chapters are just going to be like the general life of an investigator in London,
Mm.
with maybe like a tidbit here and there of like past cases, but nothing, enough to whet the reader's imagination before I continue.
This is the 5th of June, right? Sunday. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
the
Cool.
6th now.
Is it the 6th?
Yeah.
I suck.
Friday was the 3rd. Saturday was the 4th.
Oh
Today
no, I'm
is the
sorry.
5th.
I skipped a day in my timing here. It is the 5th.
All right. You suck. There we
No,
go.
it's no, it's the 5th Sunday. Friday
Yeah,
was the
no, I know.
3rd.
I went first, second, third, fifth rather than fourth on my notes here.
Gotcha.
Missed a day.
Oh.
All right.
So yeah, that's what I'll spend the day doing.
Yeah, you start writing.
Unless
Start
something else
working on your
comes up.
book. Cool.
Did you get copies of our earlier
Case files.
case
Yep, you
files?
said
Yeah,
you
he
gave
has
them
them.
to me.
Okay, I wasn't sure or not.
He hasn't
Okay,
read them yet, but he has them.
gotcha.
James, what would you
Spencer's
do
read
with
them.
the
I
Sunday?
haven't personally.
Sunday morning. Probably. Did they publish a newspaper on Sundays back then?
I'd imagine so. Yeah. In London, 7 days a week,
Yeah.
man. This is like the fucking center of Western civilization, man. It's the biggest city in the world right now.
So is the paper delivered to this house?
Absolutely. Every day,
Okay.
7 days a week.
I'll just sit
Probably
back in a
multiple papers, if
recliner,
I'm honest. All the major publications, probably.
read the paper,
Mhm.
have some tea.
Sure. It would make sense, I think, given your business and all. Okay. Very good. So you're having tea and reading the papers. Um, Spencer is working on the next chapter of his book. Loyal went and spent the morning visiting his brother and his sister-in-law. And his niece and nephew, or is it two nephews?
I just wrote that. Yeah, it was a newborn girl, so
Okay,
a boy
so
and a girl.
okay, yeah, so niece and nephew. The niece is, of course, pretty much a newborn. So, and Mary's already cooking. Ah, well, whatever. Oops. Sorry, Mary. She's a tough girl. Um,
Well, he is commander. Maybe they have
maybe she's not
a
that
nanny.
newborn actually, because you had mentioned like they just had a little girl, but you didn't. I don't think you necessarily said they just had her like last week or something. So she could be a couple months now. To be
But
fair.
they could have a nanny,
Hmm.
housekeeper, someone like that over
Sure.
there, or maybe her mother is staying. Who knows? Mary's mother.
Fair enough. So, what about you, Ruben? You're the only one left for Sunday. Anything in particular you want to do? Oh, by the way, Loyal, roll me a spot hidden roll, please. Ruben?
Yeah, he first thing he's going to do is break down that briefcase.
Okay. Yeah, look for hidden stuff in it.
He's going to do the initial check for hidden stuff, and then he's going to break out a razor and
Hmm.
cut all the edges and seams and open it all the way up.
Okay, cool. Yep. Now you won't find anything.
All right, he's going to make his way, no gift in hand, to No.
You're going well, you don't know where No is. How are you making your way to No?
To his normal place, the
You're going
same
to
place.
Mr. Fing's
Yep,
imports or something like that, right?
yep, same place he
Okay.
always
You go
goes.
there and the man says, yes, may I help you?
I require an audience with Namdek.
He looks around, says, okay, where will we contact you?
Well, if it can be anytime soon, I'll stay here and entertain you. But otherwise, just let me know where I need to be.
It will take some time. Come back in the morning.
Very good. Good day to you, he'll
We
say in
open
Tibetan.
at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock it is. He'll thank him in Tibetan.
Okay. Where do you go from there? That's in Limehouse.
Hold on. I think Limehouse is in the general direction.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, he's going to swing by Mortlake.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You can go by yourself, or you can go back and get your friends.
Well, he's already in that general area, and he needs some time to think things out. So he's going to
Okay.
go by himself.
Goes by himself. Cool. Grab a cab.
Sure.
Let us see here. 2 Church Street, Mortlake. Okay. Give me a history roll.
A history roll.
Yeah, a history roll, please. And a spot hidden roll.
Interesting. Stand by. Don't think I've ever looked up having a history skill. Let me see here. We've actually got a really good history skill. History and what else? Spot
Spot
hidden?
hidden, yeah.
All right, first one. Let me go here. First one is a 33. The second one is a 56. So the first one you asked for was history. So that's success, a regular success. And spot hidden is a regular success.
Okay, so you know this address actually. You've heard this address before. It was once the residence of the Renaissance philosopher Dr. John Dee.
Dr. John Dee.
And he was one of the leading figures of the Elizabethan Renaissance. Collected one of the biggest libraries of the time, numbering in thousands of books. He was educated at Cambridge, scholar of philosophy, mathematics, architecture, and cartography, amongst others. Let us see here. He was of
did know
Welsh
him.
family. He claimed to have been descended from an ancient British prince and thought highly of the Arthurian legends. Styled himself as a Christian Kabbalist, communicating with angels and making a keen study of alchemy, numerology, and astrology. Um, from 1558 to 1583, um, he was not only the court mathematician to Queen Elizabeth, but also cast horoscopes for all royalty. His influence made him many enemies. Most common folk thought of him as a sorcerer. Um, he translated a bunch of books from Latin to English and also began producing writings of his own. He left to tour the continent in 1583, traveled Europe with his assistant Edward Kelly, um, did seances, crystal gazings, and wrote widely in this time and invented his own language, Enochian. He visited Baron von Hauptmann in Transylvania and is rumored to have translated. Ooh, give me a Cthulhu mythos. Sorry. Oh,
Cult
no, Cthulhu
special.
mythos.
I no. I was writing. Trying to keep track of all that shit that you were saying. A specialist. Okay. Cthulhu mythos.
Mhm.
Stand by. Surprisingly, he did not make it.
You did not make your Cthulhu mythos. That's fine. Okay. You
Yeah,
can't.
he only has a 7, so
Right. Okay. No worries.
37. I missed it by 30.
He was said to have translated some book for Baron von Hauptmann in Transylvania. However, during this time back home in England, storm clouds had gathered, and months after he left, a mob had pillaged his house in Mortlake, and much of his library was destroyed. He returned to England about 6 years later. Found himself in far less favor than he had been in the past, and faced accusations of witchcraft. When James I became king in 1603 and the Witchcraft Act passed in 1604, he petitioned the king to clear his name, but found himself shunned and friendless. He died in illness and poverty in the house in Mortlake in 1608.
Interesting. Sounds like you would have been a fun guy to hang out with.
Now, you said you also made your spot hidden roll, yes?
Made both.
Yes. You're being followed.
Of course, I'm being followed.
Somebody has been following you. When you climbed in the cab, they climbed in another cab, and that cab is now following your cab from a bit of a distance, but yes, you're
I
definitely being followed.
will. Ruben has survival in the big city.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to take his knowledge of the city and his survival, just throwing it out there,
Mm-hmm.
and see if he can find himself a one-way in alley
Mm-hmm.
that it's kind of maze-like, so that he can be
Yeah.
waiting for the person.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I won't even make you roll that. What is your survival?
31.
Yeah, it's fine. Sure, you can find one and say turn down there to your cab driver,
Yep.
and he will. And it's a little bit maze-like. And do you want it to end at a dead end or not?
I'm not going to necessarily go to the dead end, but enough that it turns over to the side,
Yeah.
so that the other
But there
cab
is a
driver
dead
will.
end beyond.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. Yep. So you get to the little curve area, turning
And
area.
he will step out,
Okay.
draw his revolver, and have his sword ready.
Okay, now let me see here. And you wait.
And he
You
waits.
don't hear any horse hooves on the cobblestone. It seems like they haven't followed you.
Curious.
Give me an idea roll.
Yeah, that they probably know the same thing that he knows.
Yeah. Okay. Then don't give me an idea roll. You already figured it out. So.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was the given.
Mhm.
I was just seeing if it was
Yep.
Rube or not.
Okay. Cab driver is patiently waiting. Fuck. How do you turn a cab around? I guess. Yeah. Find a way to turn it around.
I'll just lead it back out
Okay.
to the turnaround point.
Okay. And then carry on, riding out towards.
And when he comes out,
Lake.
he will do a quick review of the area and see if our follower is still there.
Mm-hmm. You don't see him anywhere, no?
Okay, so he will continue on
Okay. Give me a spot
making it
hidden
out.
roll.
Spot hidden. Here we go. 45 is enough. I don't think it's enough for a significant check. 45 spot hidden. 40. Yeah, it's just a regular success.
Okay, so you ride out a little ways. You're on your way to like halfway to Mort Lake, and there's another cab that's been behind you for quite a while. Then again, they could just be going kind of the same direction you're going. Who knows? But yeah, you kind of again you get that feeling that you're being followed by this cab behind you. Um, mm,
Cabby, we seem to be being followed. Obviously, that's why I had you pull down the alleyway there. I I,
yes, sir.
I
What do you
put
want
I
me to
put my
do?
I put myself in your hands. You know this city infinitely, probably better than any other cabby.
You want me to try to shake them?
I would rather try to catch them. So is there some way we can do a loop, make our way quickly back around and come behind them?
Yes, sir. I think I can manage that.
And I'm going to make my way up to sit with you if you don't mind. Better to aim with.
Please be careful, sir.
Of course.
He says, let me see here. Yes, where are you going?
He will tip him in advance.
He'd say, yeah, there's a place coming up right up here in God, I don't know if it would have been called this in the Victorian era or not, but there's a place right up here in Fulham.
If it looks like it's going to get ugly, just throw the brakes on and make your way, to safety.
Okay. Brakes. It's a horse-drawn cab.
No, they've got a big handbrake
Do
that they
they?
throw in there to keep. Yeah, it's a big
Oh,
hand. It's
okay.
a big handbrake.
Okay,
So
cool.
it's a long brake that puts a chalk on the wheel.
Okay, so he pulls around and he tries to do this bit to circle around and get behind the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He throws it a bit too wide, and the horse moving a bit too fast, and he doesn't hit the brake quite fast enough, and the cab starts to turn over as you're whipping around across like a little bit of a kind of a grassy bit. Roll dexterity.
Okay. Let's say he doesn't have a whole lot of cab experience. Dexterity.
He
Stand
just
by.
overestimated his own abilities. He got too
Sure,
excited.
sure. That's not a great roll. It's a 58, and his dexterity is, survey says, an 85. So we're fine.
Okay, you're fine. Yeah, so you take 1 point of damage as you dive from the cab and roll away from it as the cab rolls over, and the horse flips and gets slammed back to the ground. The cab driver manages to dodge out and also, like you, takes about 1 point of damage as he rolls away, but the horse is fucked. And the cab is fucked. And he's just like stunned, like he can't believe what just happened. And he looks at you like it's your fault. My horse, my cab, sir. What?
In all of that, where is the cab we were trying to catch up with?
Pulling away, disappearing from sight. Continue on.
Indeed. What's a cab run?
I don't know. It's changed probably though for you, really. Why? Oh, you mean to buy one?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably more expensive, as well as the horse is the most expensive.
sure.
You just
We've
pay
got
him.
we got some big bucks. Just
You do have some wealthy partners, and your girlfriend's quite wealthy, and
yeah, no, I'm just give him the card and say, get hold of our solicitor, and we'll take care of you.
What's your credit rating again?
Um,
Wow. It's in the 20s anyway, yeah?
27.
Yeah, no problem. He's like, oh, you're Reuben Carmichael Brand. Or Brand Carmichael, sorry, whatever. Reuben Carmichael probably is what the papers call you, yeah? You're Reuben
Indeed.
Carmichael. And he says, yes, sir, I'll be in touch. And he's just looking at the horse, and the horse is still dying. It's fucking, looks like its back is probably broken.
Do you need me to take care of this, sir? I imagine you're fairly attached.
And he looks to you and says, can you, sir?
Yes. Look away, sir. And he'll pull out his knife and right behind the ear and.
Okay. You coup de grace the broken-backed horse.
Yep.
No problem. Okay. You gonna hire another cab or what? You're
How
in
much
full.
further we got to go?
You are like maybe 2/3 of the way there, I think, if I looked right at the map. Let me see.
Yes,
You
he
started
will
here.
make his
You're now here.
he'll
Yeah,
make his way
you're about 2/3 of the way there.
he'll make his way to another cab.
Okay. Yeah, you can get one. And carry on to Mort Lake. Okay. Give me a spot hidden roll.
Of course. Stand by. Oof. I do not think that's a success. 67 is. I need a 61 for spot hidden.
Okay.
Given the situation, I guess I will spend the 6 points to have success.
Okay. Yeah, you're pretty sure you're being followed again.
6.
Just after you pass through Bishop's Park, you're going over the bridge over the River Thames into the Putney area.
Oh, over a bridge, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Well, did they follow us over the bridge?
They're still following you, yes.
Well, on a bridge, they can't turn away.
Mm-hmm.
He will have him slow down, and he will step off and start walking towards them, highwayman style.
No problem. What are you going to do when you get there? You see a driver looking at you?
Sir, who are you carrying in your cab?
No one, sir. I'm empty.
Indeed. Well, then I will take you up on your cab service. And he'll open the door and step in.
Destination, sir?
Straight ahead, another mile.
Wimbledon.
Is there really? There's nobody in there?
Nobody. No, it's empty.
He's going to check the seat to see if the leather's warm.
It's not. He starts driving you towards Wimbledon.
Ah, here we go. This will do right here. What, a cheese shop or whatever.
Okay.
He'll pay him and send him on his way. He's going to mark his cab number.
Okay.
Or call sign or street or whatever they put on their
They've
their
had
cabs.
those.
I don't
Maybe.
know. I'm sure they had some way. It could have been the cabbie's name or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Give me no, you can just do that. Sure. Okay.
Some way to designate it.
There is no designation on it.
Was there one on the previous cab?
Yes.
Most curious.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, hey, could you wait here while I do my my shopping for cheese?
If you wish, sir.
Yes, I'll be back.
Very well. You go
We'll go into the cheese shop.
Okay.
And let the cheesemonger know that I'm being followed by some nefarious sorts. Do you have a back door, sir? And he'll hand him an appropriate tip.
Yes, and he shows you to the back door.
You did not see me. And he'll go out the back door and I'll be on his way.
Okay. He
catch another cab, and then head on back to the same location that he was going before.
Okay, cool. Mort Lake. The house at Mort Lake. Here we go. Where is it?
2 Church Street.
Mm-hmm. So at the head of Church Street is a sprawling medieval building of haphazard design. Large additions in the reign of James I or earlier have been made. The brick and timber facings are very old, mostly in disrepair. You can't get a fair impression of it so much from the street, but from the river, well, you're from the street though. Yeah, you can't really tell how big it is from the street. You can see one wing is settled by many degrees, where a portion of the roof burned in a fire probably years ago. Bats and birds sheltering around the broken chimney. That portion of it looks quite abandoned. So you see as you're pulling in, do you have the cabbie bring you into the house, to the actual address, or you have him drive down the street, drive by?
I'm going to do the initial drive-by first.
Okay, so as you're driving by, you will notice a hearse waiting outside the house. It's black square box shape and dangling over a fringe, completely unmistakable. You're about 50 yards away, and you see 2 men run from the house, leap into the hearse, and drive away. One of them clearly had both arms wrapped around a large, heavy item. Give me a spot hidden roll, please.
Spot hidden roll. Stand by. 57, and a spot hidden is 61.
Success. It looked like to be a big old book, you would guess. You have plenty of experience with those.
Cabby, what would be an appropriate incentive for following somebody like this? Whatever the numeration would be, it'll give them slightly more. Cabby,
okay. He pursues.
You feeling a little adventurous? Let's pursue.
He tries to pursue the hearse, and they begin driving through the streets like maniacs. And he quickly refuses to follow suit, and he gives you your money back. He says, "No way, sir. I'm not following those."
I completely understand. Do you
Give
recognize
me,
the hearse?
A spot hidden roll, please.
Stand by. I'm getting a weird internet thing, by the way, if I drop out.
Okay, no worries.
29.
Okay.
I think that's
it's a hard success. Mm-hmm. You did read a name on the back of the hearse. It said Rouse's Funeral Parlor.
Rouse's.
ROWSE''S.
Funeral. All right, Cabby, you know where the Rouse's funeral home is?
Well, yes, sir. I believe that's in Charing Cross.
How far are we talking about, sir?
Oh, fuck.
Roughly.
Let's find out.
Okay, sorry.
No, I gotta. Here it is, Charing Cross, London.
Sorry to take up all this time for everybody.
Well, so that's back on the other side of London. It's 7.5 miles from here.
By the other side of London would that be heading home?
Beyond that.
All right, so he'll head home first.
Well, hold on. Where the fuck is Soho? Hold on. Let's double check. It might not be Soho. It's about the same. Yeah, they're very close, really. Less than a mile from Soho.
Okay, well, let's make our way to the house, grab the rest of the folks if they're there, and then I'll head to it. So
okay,
that's what we'll
you're
be doing at that
abandoning
point.
Mort Lake, heading straight to the house to get the other guys.
Correct.
And from there, you're all going to pile in and head to Rouse's Funeral Parlor.
If they're there, yes.
If they're there. Well, they are there because James said he was chilling out and Spencer was writing his book.
And he will come rushing into the house.
Kind of morning, so you'll be back there by, what is it, at the most afternoon.
Sure.
I was headed back, but
right,
to do something, but I guess we don't have the time for that.
No, we can. We absolutely can. What would Loyal do?
Well, he's gonna see if James could teach him how to use firearms, either a handgun or like get some target practice in, I guess.
Yeah, sure. James, would you be up for that?
I don't know if he's back yet. Someone was at his door,
Oh, okay, okay.
but he did. I found out he was the one who said he had like a 67 or something.
In
So
firearms? Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so it means that he's
I'm sure. I
67. Yeah,
imagine. I imagine he'd be happy to go out on the. You guys have a firing range in the basement, right? It
Indeed.
used to be a firing range. It can easily be turned
And,
back into one.
unless the thieves stole that too.
No, they did not steal the firing range. So yeah, yeah, he can definitely show you some of that. We'll consider that working your way towards a. In fact, go ahead and give me. Let's just say if you can spend the morning doing that, give me a firearms roll for
or
whichever weapon you're firing.
which one?
Which one do you choose? They have a bunch of guns at the agency, man. They have a whole
I want an
collection.
I want
They
an
have two
elephant
gun
gun.
cabinets.
An
They don't have
elephant
the
gun.
elephant gun.
Yeah,
The
I
elephant
want an
gun was
elephant
stolen.
gun. Yeah. Do you know which one he's better at? I'm just trying to
Do
decide.
not.
Rifle wasn't a big thing with the maybe shotgun or handgun. Let's go shotgun for now.
Okay.
Do handgun tomorrow.
Yep. Give me a roll.
Wow. I didn't fail by much. 31 out of the
31.
25.
Yeah,
So,
but if you do spend the luck, unfortunately, you don't get the checkpoint anyway. So, yeah, it's rough going. The first day, it's pretty rough. You don't hit too many targets, but you're getting better. You're learning. You can try again another time, for sure.
sure.
So, but yeah, that's what Ruben will find when he does get back to the agency. Will be James and well, that was shotguns you were practicing with in the basement. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll stay with a shotgun. Yeah.
cool. Um, yeah, Markham, of course, is there. Um, Spencer's working away on his book. Ruben comes in. You leave the cabbie waiting outside, or are you going to use your own from here? You do have that guy Albert Stafford here in Soho, who kind of, you have on retainer.
If it takes a few minutes to get everybody together
He
and
drives
he
a
is
carriage
available,
too, not a cab.
right?
Yeah.
If we can, then he will. Yes.
He's available. Okay, so you pay that
Then he'll
cabbie and let him
pay.
go.
So
He'll
what,
pay his cabbie and let him go.
what does this guy have? The one on retainer?
He has a carriage, like a full-sized.
Just wondering if we would need
Let me see.
two if I'm
Nope.
coming along.
Nope.
Oh,
I think it can hold 6 people. So even if Loyal took up space for 3 people, which he doesn't, I'd say more like 2. They'd have room for him. But okay, what do you say to the guys when you get back, Ruben? You pay your
We don't
cabbie.
have a.
He drives away.
Yeah, we
Give
don't
me a
have a
spot
lot of
hidden roll.
time. Okay.
No, we don't. We're gonna wrap it up. I'm just trying to get.
57 and spot hidden's a 61, I believe. 61. So just made
Okay.
it.
As your cab driver pulls away, you see another cab that was just sitting across the street in front of the old bookstore pull away.
Mm-hmm. Of course I do.
It does not have any designation.
I tried to make my way to 2 Church Street today as we're getting into our carriage there. And I was constantly followed. I tried a couple times to shake them and they kept coming in. Got to the point where the cab I was in wrecked, trying to make an effort to catch up with them. So we're gonna need to follow up with that. But in the meantime, when I made it to the property, there was a funeral, a hearse, and they had clearly stolen a large book of some sort from the property. And I wanted to make it our way to the funeral home, see if we could intercept them.
Spencer, James is away.
Wow. Holy. So we are going after them then.
Indeed. Excitement, adventure.
Fascinating. Yes, I've got a fairly good outline already put together for the novel or the book. novel. We just need a current investigation just to get in there. Haha! I am ready.
Okay, you guys pile in the cab. This is Sunday, what did we say, 5th of June. And it's in the early afternoon. You're heading to Rouse's funeral parlor. And I think that's where we will end tonight's session.
Good deal.